crypto pirates, welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. I'm Captain RG3. Welcome to your FN Hangout. I thought I'd bring out the blunderbusses. I figured since maybe they look like props, we'd be all right. But anyway, we'll see if they shut down the YouTube channel and piss Kinetics and everybody off. But anyway, it looks like we're good for now, and we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's Friday night. What a hell of an exciting, let's see, hold on a second here. Turn that off. What a hell of an exciting week it has been. Let me jump in the chat room here. Say hello to everybody. Hey, let's go all the way to the top here. See who's in. All of the regulars. UFO 42. How's it going? Hex Genius. Tarnweeg. Hey, how you doing, Tarnweeg? BC. A lot of new people coming in. ISO Serenity. Pulse Lord. Typed Emotion. J Money. What's up? Let's see who else. We got SZZ Vok. All are welcome. Yes, everybody is welcome. Super Hex, dude, bro. You're killing it on the talk, bro. You're killing it on the talk. Loving your stuff, man. Loving your stuff. I spent a little bit of time on TikTok because my daughter's new friend, I guess you'd call him, boyfriend. I have a hard time with that word, but anyway, he's a skateboarder, TikToker kid. So I've been on the talks, watching you, boy, watching you. Anyway, Schwa, what's up, dude? Melv, Tony, T-Bird, by the way, Super Hex, great work, my bro, great work. T-Bird, Brian Magruder, oldie but a goodie. OG, Hexican, Mr. Magruder, T-Bird, Sarah Gross, Melv, Tony, Hex King, what's up? What is up? Hexcelsior, Danny Boy, Sandy B, Crypto Panda. What's up with the pandas, man? What is up with the panda culture? Panda culture is everywhere. I had to actually start looking it up to see what the hell it was with the panda shit. But you guys, excuse me, I got a couple of gas station pills down and some coffee going in. I want to be up tonight. Anyway, Gomer Pyle, what's up? Hex Mac, Hexander, Bree. Hey, good to see you, Bree. Sammy Chica, one of my favorites. Love Sammy. She really made me understand the Aussie culture, being a female from there. I thought it was just, some of the Aussie dudes were like that. No. They're all cut from the same cloth. Sammy will freaking throw down with all of them. KDM, what's up? Mick, Jonathan Campella, Alfred, 0009. What's going on? North remembers, another old name. Swearworks, another one. Swearworks, man, it's been a long time since we've seen you in there, man. David Fetter. Let's see who else. Ash, M6N. What is up, family? So Lieutenant, let's see. Okay, everybody. Wanda Virgo. Hi, RG. Can't wait for tonight's stream. So many great ones all week long. Love all you guys. Thank you, Wanda. And you know what? It has been. And what's even better is that I'm seeing all of the TikTokers out there that are old crypto influencers that are talking about Hex now. And that's cool, But what the hell? Really, Johnny? What is that? I don't know what he's looks like. Okay. So it's being covered. Here, let me fix that for you. If it's bothering you so much. Hold on. Johnny thinks that the skull looks like a penis because I don't know what it is with all of you Hexicans and your freaking penis thing, man. You guys really worry me sometimes. I'm telling you, because let's see, let me move that up a little bit so that you can see the skull and the hat so that it doesn't look like there is a penis in my mouth. Okay. Is that better for you? There. How's that? Does that work? Okay. Jeez, man. Guys. Okay. let's see, where were we at? Okay, so the influencers, back to the influencers. So the crypto influencers that I'm seeing out there are 30, 20, 30, 40,000 followers, whatever, decent amount of subscribers on their channels. They're starting to talk about Hex. I mean, they're starting to make content about Hex, which I knew would probably end up happening. Would, these bigger influencers would start to talk about Hex, and then they'd get a lot of people, in their streams looking at Hex, and it's only going to pump all of our bags and bring Hex to the masses like we've been trying to do. But it's kind of bittersweet in a way, I got to say, that it's really nice seeing that. And then being a streamer that has worked so hard to, be like the viral influence out there to show people what Hex is all about and bring it to them. It's kind of like sucks that they got all these followers and we're getting like, we're getting, we're not getting out there, but it's good. And as Hex is in general is getting out there to the masses. And so I can't complain about that, but in a way it's kind of bittersweet, but oh well, it is what it is. Those guys have gained influence for one reason or another, more than likely because they were the first ones in and they were, pumping shit that ended up wrecking people. So they just keep chasing them to see if they're going to find the next latest, greatest thing. It's funny how when you're doing something wrong, but the person that is kind of helping influence you into it, you don't look at them with ill intentions. You know what I mean? It's like you're a dope fiend. You're out on the streets copping dope and stealing shit from people's houses and doing all that shit, but you don't blame the dope dealer. That's kind of what's going on out there. Like you're a fiend, you're doing the wrong things, you're getting in the wrong shit, but your dealer's not the problem. It's like, keep going back to him. You don't dime him out. You don't hate on him. You just keep going back. And that's what these people are doing out there in crypto. These influencers are like their fucking dope dealer, man. So I guess that's a horrible analogy, but the only one I could come up with in my head. So anyway, it's Friday night. It's time to bring in, whoever wants to come into the stream and hang out. We've got cutthroats in the room. Let me drop the invite link into the chat for you guys. It is Friday night. It is your night to come in here, talk strategy, talk Pulse, talk Hex, talk shit, do whatever you want. Those of you who are new to our stream, this is the FN Hangout, and what it is it's a Hex crypto stream. Of course, us Hexicans are also involved in the launch of Richard's PulseChain. We're promoting it. We're talking about it. We're getting the word out about it. So if you're here to hear about that, we've got a little bit of that. We got a little bit of Hex. And then we've got a little bit or a lot of bit of the community, because that's what we've always been about here is, we're community influencers. We're not paid shills. We're all invested in these products. We're all invested in our teacher in crypto. And that is Richard Hart, because he has actually, changed our mindset of what crypto should be. Hold on, I'm drinking coffee. This is good stuff too. So before Richard, BR in crypto, the traders ran the space and the promise coins ran the space. So we didn't have, the wherewithal to understand where crypto should be going, because we kept just getting fed bullshit. We were being fed bullshit all the time. And so all the rec plebs out there, all of the influencer, like I like to call them, the dope fiend, drug deal, and the drug dealers, were just feeding this stuff at everybody. And the first time I heard Richard Hart speak about crypto, it was a different message. He was talking about a different message. And he was critical about projects when other people were pumping them. and he was expressing concerns about certain things that were out there. So that was really what got me to thinking about him as an influencer, and the others as, hey, well, why are they not talking about that? Or, hey, why, when that thing dumped on everybody's head, did they not continue to talk about it, or talk about that dump, or talk about what that company did, or talk about why they shut Coinbase down, or why they did this, or why they did that? You know, why during the Bitcoin Cash launch did we all get our free Bitcoin Cash, but we couldn't do anything with it for hours because they had shut everything off? You know, all kinds of shit like that was going on. But Richard was kind of speaking truth to power a little bit. So, hey, man, I like that shit. I love that shit. So I was listening to that. And what he has done with the launch of Hex is he has re-educated a whole group of people as far as what crypto should look like. And we are those students. So it appears to be a cult-like setting here, because we do listen to our thought leader in the crypto space, which is Richard Hart. He has taught us a different way of understanding what is going on out there. So instead of using these tools that we have, and we have new tools, by the way, instead of using these tools to gamble with, or to speculate, or to short and do all of these things, stare at a screen and try and find minuscule moments of time when you can steal from the other guy on the other side of the screen, you know, all of those horrible behaviors, he's taught us to look at crypto and use those tools in a different way to benefit long-term thinking, delayed gratification, looking at projects and products in crypto a different way, and all the time doing it coming from a position of strength, because the message is correct. Not your keys, not your crypto. So any product out there or project that doesn't allow you to do that, allow you to go and have the freedom to do what you want with your crypto, then you need to turn the other way and run, because that is where all of the problems come from. That's where they rip you off. That's where crypto has made a left turn instead of a right turn where we were supposed to have gone. So Richard has changed that. We've all become students of that way of thinking. And because of that, most of us sitting here, most of us OGs, most of us who have been in Hex from the beginning, are sitting on a very, very, very good place. That's all I can say, is that because we listened, because we learned, because we did the things that we were taught, we've done better in the space than all of those other people out there that are screaming that they're wrecked, that are screaming and begging for another pump. Please, please give us another pump. I mean, I was watching the Twitter today, and I saw what's his name, the hedge fund guy. God damn it, Saylor. I saw Saylor. How long will Bitcoin last? 10 years? 100 years? 1,000 years? How long? How long is it going to last? And he put a poll out there to get people to answer. And it's just smacking of desperation. Just desperate. Anyway, we don't do that here. We don't have to do that here. We're not influencers that are getting paid by companies to shill shit that we don't feel comfortable shilling. In fact, we've never made a dime for doing what it is that we do. We did this because we wanted to pass along this knowledge. We did it out of the kindness of our hearts. We gave it to you guys for free. We brought the community brains together, and we put them out there in front of you and said, this is the stuff you should be learning about, not that other shit that's going on out there. They're wrecking you. And we're not. We've never had to delete a stream. We've never had to go back and apologize for what we've said. Everybody who's listened to us from the beginning is up thousands of X. Let me say it again. Everybody who has listened and learned from us is up thousands of X if they understood what they were doing like we understand what we're doing. Because we never told anybody, hey, buy this, buy that. We told everybody how to use these things and why to use them and what's out there. And because of that, people are up thousands of X. So Discourse Syndicate tells you you're welcome for those of you who have been listening to us and operating in that fashion with Hex. Wally Cyrus is correcting me. Everybody, I'm wrong. He is up 1,700 or 1,700X. Thanks, Wally. You're doing great, and we're proud of you. So anyway, my little rant this Friday evening. So excited to have everybody come in here. It's going to be a great night. I threw the the link in there for you. So anybody, trolls, anybody, you guys want to come in? Come on in. Come join us. Come join us, trolls. We're ready for you. So with that, I'm going to bring up, we've got some cutthroats. First and foremost, we've got Johnny Chaos. Good stuff you're putting out on TikTok these days, buddy. No, not that you always put good stuff out, but the last couple have been great. We'll talk about some of that. Joe, what's happening, Mr. Hexotic?
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Not much.
So, Johnny.
How goes it, Joe?
And look at who we got.
Briz.
We got Briz.
Hey,
what's up, fellas? How you guys doing, man?
Doing great.
Doing good.
Oh, yeah.
In this
Fantastic.
market.
Broadcasting from my castle.
I'm broadcasting from a Toyota.
That was
And
good.
here's what you get. No, this is the fun inside jokes that we have in this community, which is just awesome. It's funny to listen to the new Hexicans come into the community, and they're like, "What's an AA? Isn't that Alcoholics Anonymous?" I mean, they don't know, the AA, the Big Payday, the BPD, the ES, all these different terms that we've had for over 2 years now, or about 2 years now, and it's like. It's funny because they're not educated on that yet. Because
they're not.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's and it's one thing. Freaking, crypto has all of its own acronyms and words that don't exist anywhere else on the planet, and then and like pumpamentals and all this other shit, and then
that was a Richard term. Everybody's using it now. That is actually Richard's term. He coined the term pumpamentals. Now other influencers use that term. Pumpamentals, but Hex has been kind of blazing the trail. Now people talk about audits. Now people talk about Uniswap. People talk about pumpamentals. People talk about a lot of stuff that they didn't talk to about.
We've got some new folks coming in here. Let's see. We've got Gart Grunts. What's up? How you doing? Welcome. You got to unmute yourself.
Howdy, fellas.
There you go. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Johnny was talking about new Hexicans. I thought I'd just roll in and just show him a new face. I've been doing my part succeeding in getting a couple new onboards every now and again since about November. My homie told me about Hex right around Big Payday. He was talking about you guys doing the 24-hour stream, and I'm just like, that sounds cool. I've watched Twitch before. I know people do streams like that, but never heard of people doing crypto related streams. And it's been a whole rabbit hole to dive into, and it's interesting to go full circle now. Well, welcome.
Nice. It's a whole new world over here.
It's a pretty sick world. I'm kind of liking it. It's working out so far.
We're a little sick and twisted. Let's see.
The whole new world was the magic carpet.
Let me pull up another one here. Dude, are you there, or is your camera broke, or what's going on?
Let's see.
You there, full out? All right, unfuck yourself. All right. Let's see, and then. Guys, I'm sorry. Everybody, hold on a second. I got to do something here. Hey, Mac, how you doing, buddy?
Good, brother. How are you?
See, that's what I wanted to hear. See, everything was getting all excited, and all these people. I got to get my Hex Mac hug, man. This is just like when I hear your voice, when I see your love, man. It's like I got to get the Hex Mac hug. So that's what I just did there. Thanks, Hex.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
Let me bring everybody back in. I had to get my Hex Mac hug, guys. So anyway.
Hex Mac is now the new brand.
It's true, but don't tell Bran. Don't tell Bran.
Yeah. Bran doesn't. I haven't seen Bran in like forever. He hasn't been on a Discourse Syndicate show or a FN Hangout in like. He must be like out there smashing on Friday nights or something. I don't know, but I haven't seen Bran in a long time. Bran, come back, Bran. So anyway, so what's happening, folks?
Not much. One of the things you were talking about earlier was how Richard is a little bit of a mentor for the whole community. And one of the things that he had mentioned more or less kind of recently were limit orders. And I've been playing around with a limit order just, on matcha.xyz. And it's pretty awesome. It's kind of cool. You just kind of you set it at what you want to buy it at, and you just kind of hope that it reaches that level.
You did it on matcha?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Has anybody used the 1-inch limit orders?
I didn't know they were there.
They work. Sometimes the price will like push past your order, and then you just gotta wait for it to fill and just hope it works. I've had some where it like wicks down and just doesn't hit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had mine. So I put in the order and it filled like 94% of it, and then I'm like, well, what about that last 6%? And then over an hour later, literally about an hour and 10 minutes later, it filled that last 6%. So. It was a little stressful. It reminded me like the very first time I ever sent a large amount of money over Bitcoin. You're like, oh man, I hope this works. So it was
there he is, Far Out Aliens. What's happening, bud? Are you there? Can you hear us?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Now we can.
We can hear you.
I can
Not much, man. This is the first time I've ever done this.
Try flipping
I
your
need to
phone
mute
the
my
other way.
computer.
Join the club.
You're all right, man. You're
You guys
good.
see me?
We can see you.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hey, I just wanted to sweet. I just wanted to reach out to you, RG3. I sent you a DM in Twitter. And
I saw that, man. I saw
so
it.
if you check it out real quick on
I did see it.
so
You're a happy man. I won't dox you, bro. I won't dox you, but you're a happy man.
let's see.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, so
just hit
RG,
me
you're
back later, and I gotta log off, and I just want to reach
All
out
right,
to you
bud.
guys, man. I've been watching for a while.
Good seeing you, man.
Thanks, man.
I've
Talk to you soon.
seen you around for a long time. We'll see you, buddy. OG.
See you, brother.
Yeah, man.
That was the laugh of a happy man, at least. You can tell how happy someone is from how they laugh.
He's a happy man. That's all I can tell you guys. But anyway, so what were you saying, Briss?
you were just talking about how the Australians are cut from a different cloth. And I think Sammy, she needs the title Sammy the Savage. But I freaking love her, man. She's so great.
She like
I'd marry her if she was on the same continent.
She doesn't.
There you go, Sammy.
She doesn't like some women would be like taken aback by a man being like I don't know, vulgar or rude, or she like doesn't miss a beat. Like she's countering like instantly. Like as soon as it comes, she's like pow, and it's like, whoa, shit. And she's good, man. She's good. I love her because you guys see her in the cutthroat room. She just whenever like Unwrecked can be, you guys know Unwrecked. For those of you cutthroats, Unwrecked can come up with some stuff. It's like, where the fuck did he come up with that shit, right? And then Sammy like doesn't like blink, and then he'll like whoa, okay, Sammy, okay. It's great, man. My boys, she says. Yep, she's awesome.
Well, there's crazy stuff in Australia, man. It's just like when they talk about the Crocodile Dundee thing, going, it's not a knife, this is a knife. Well, imagine spiders, right? So like, Australian women have to look at the women's over here. That's not a spider. Look at this. This is a spider.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they got to be a little bit tougher there.
I think we got another. Hold on, we got a new Hexican coming in here, or I don't know,
Right.
troll. It could be a troll. Let's see.
Fighting.
Hey, Oswald Randy, I have never seen you before. Welcome.
It's so crazy how much Hex has
Oswald?
gotten into the Australian.
How's he
It's
doing
certainly
that?
not a
The
troll
black
hair. It's
screen.
not a troll hair. Sorry. Can you see
Not
me?
a troll.
Oh, there we go.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been waiting for one.
Hey, how we doing, guys?
We're good. How you doing,
Welcome.
Randy?
Joe,
Good, bro.
yeah, Joe and I actually were in the green room for a couple of hours not long ago. It's pretty special.
Hey.
Yeah, we left the link out where Papa B and I were there about 4 hours after the stream ended, just hanging out talking, and all of a sudden Oswald showed up. We had a blast. It was pretty cool. Spent a couple hours together.
Right on, right on.
How was
Did
everybody this
anyone-
evening?
Doing great,
Good,
brother.
how are
Good to
you?
see you.
Brilliant. Yeah, just finished DJing. I'm pretty good.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
We got another DJ up in the
We got a
Mexican. Go ahead.
we've got lots of DJs. We got lots of DJs. If you guys don't know DJ Cryptomatic, who streams twice a week on Sunday afternoon, he's going to be throwing down. It's great just to turn his music on. I put it on the big TV in the big system in the living room, put his stream on, and just let it play in the house whenever he's running on the weekend. So that's really freaking cool. So DJ Cryptomatic on Discourse Syndicate on Sunday afternoons, Pacific time, about 2:00. Let's see. Excelsior has a question. So I like answering new questions like this because, I like making it basic, especially when we got like 172 people. I'm sure we've got some new Hexicans that are aping into Pulse and trying to get into Hex right now. Hey, RG3, can you tell us new Hexucons? It's Icans, not Ucons. But anyway, what a T-share is. So Excelsior, and for those of you new folks, a T-share, what is a T-share? So everybody knows that cryptos only really do two things, and that's send and receive, right? So you can send them and you can get them. And Hex, because it's a smart contract, because it is an ERC20, has another function that's called a staking function. That means that you can lock away your Hex for anywhere from 1 day to 5,555 days. Now, what happens when you lock those? So you go into a front end staker app on Android or iOS will allow you to do this there. But what you do is you can stake your Hex for any period of time and any amount, depending upon the amount of time and the amount of Hex that you stake. Longer and more always gives you more shares. When you stake long and you stake more Hex, you actually get more T-shares. So when you stake your Hex, it is burned. Your Hex is gone. It goes away. It's bye-bye. In its place, you are given what's called a T-share. Depending upon how much you put in, you'll get the amount of T-shares that are granted to you. The app that you stake in will show you how much you're getting. So when you get your T-share is very, very valuable. Think of it as a Bitcoin miner, because the way your T-share works is it gets the inflation of the coin. So Hex inflation, which is 3.69, is divvied out to the stakers. And we see that on a daily basis. I think today it was like 5.8 something, was it? Was it 5.8 or? Yeah, 5.89 Hex per T-share per day. So you see your amount of Hex that you get per T-share per day in your payouts. So that T-share is valuable, and the price of it is only going up. The way the way that the interest is compounded in Hex is not the same way interest is compounded anywhere else. The way interest is compounded in Hex is that when you ROI, or you unstake your Hex at its appropriate time, if you said for a year and a year's up and you unstake those shares when they come due, you are given, all of the interest that you are due, all of the inflation is paid to you at that point based on the T-shares that you had. But what happens is, in order to keep the system fair and right, in order to get back in, to get those T shares back, you're going to have more hex. It's going to cost you more dollar value and longer staking to get that same amount of hex. So the price of those T shares goes up every single day. It's going up, not based on the dollar, but every single day. T share per hex is going up based on ROI, the return on investment that people are getting from unstaking their hex and receiving that inflation. Now that inflation I told you is paid out at 3.69% to a pool of stakers, and at this point, that staking pool is only 10% of the circulating supply of hex. Therefore, the smaller the pool, the more hex per T share you're getting. You're actually getting more hex per T share. The more full the pool, if we get to 15, 20, 30% staking, the interest that you're going to be paid per T share is going to go down. So that's kind of a long explanation, a little deeper explanation than I usually do, but I know we got a lot of people here that are trying to understand that. It took us all a long time to wrap our heads around it. But really, if you're listening to this right now, the magic in hex is not price go up. That is a magic number. If you look at the chart, price go up is really, really nice in hex. And it's moving good. But the reason hex is performing as well as it's doing is because of the T share, and understanding how a T share works, and understanding the inflation of hex being paid out like you're a Bitcoin miner to those T shareholders, and the value still being locked up. See, when a Bitcoiner gets their inflation of Bitcoin, they have to dump that inflation into the marketplace in order to pay for electricity, pay for more miners, pay for their employees, whatever, these mining operations. So you see Bitcoin mining as really hurting the price, where in hex, the inflation, which is very, very low, and it's a fixed 3.69, is only being paid to stakers and to stakes. So to shares that are staked. And the average stake length is over 5 years right now. So literally most of the inflation is going to stakes that aren't coming out for another 5 years. So what does this do? It creates all of the inflation in hex is being suppressed by being staked out, by being locked up for years and years and years. And the staking length is getting longer over time. We've literally watched it go from minuscule amounts of time to now we're over 5 years, and it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I think by the time hex really matures, that you're only going to see people staking for 15 years, 10, 15 years. You know, people are going to be using it like a CD. They're going to be staking long-term. A majority, you're going to see a majority of people do that. You're going to have short stakers and people that build CD ladders, just like in the real world.
Also, RG, regarding the T shares, today they're only about $2,635 each. But I mean, I say only.
We laugh.
But when hex reaches, even just $8, each T share is going to cost over $18,000. So the whole idea is that, say in 1 year from now, when it's an $18,000 T share, people are simply not going to be able to afford a whole T share, and they're only going to be able to get a couple billion shares, maybe even only a couple million shares. So if you can get a T share today and lock it up for as long as possible, it's going to be producing more than people are going to be able to acquire it.
They'll get what they get, and they'll be happy about it.
Yeah.
They'll get what they get. They'll be happy.
They're still earning the interest.
B shares are fine, I guess.
Payout, the price adjusts, and they're still getting X amount percentage payout based on
exactly. They're still getting their percentages. They're still getting their 13% a year to 40% a year, depending on how long they lock it up. But the people who got the T shares early, they're going to be getting a shitload more than 40%.
Yep. Hey, Biffines, thanks for the $9.99. Bitcoin is a network of hornets in hyperspace, and they use mining technology to secure the hornets. Hexmac trolling sailor, great to see everyone. New Hexicans everywhere. Yeah, we were trolling him today, weren't we?
Hey, Liberty, I like your new backdrop. Is that a green screen?
Yeah,
No,
it's probably a green screen. It must be.
SEOC, baby.
Now the family took off on a road trip, left me home, so there's no noise. I get the whole place to myself. Home. Yeah.
Tragic.
We're getting together next week, right? Next week we getting together?
Yeah, August 3rd.
Hey,
we got a guy from the Pulse chat room on the Snap that wants to host you, so we'll meet at his club.
Nice.
AARP get a meeting going this early in the year?
He's a young guy actually, but he FOMO'd into Hex and Pulse hard, so he's my best disciple.
Nice.
I got to get me a snapshot of a Toyota to put behind me here.
Or a Subaru, right? Subaru,
something like that. Yeah. I look like I'm broadcasting from my Toyota or my Subaru, so I can lecture Richard on what I think he doesn't know.
That guy on Cabana's stream was cringe, man.
That was brutal.
But you know what? Those guys, they don't understand, and you can't fault them for that because they've been in that legacy finance world for so long, and they've been beat up for so long. They have to think the way they think, man. And Liberty knows this. I mean, Liberty sees guys like this all the time. They just can't change their way of thinking. They can't think in a crypto way of thinking. I mean, look, crypto can't even think in the proper way to think about crypto, let alone, these finance guys that have been like programmed to like just try and survive out there.
But there was some serious disconnect going on there, Archie. I mean, really, it had nothing to do with the product or his knowledge of the product.
Nothing to do with how he felt about crypto.
I don't like this guy's personality. I don't believe in him. They invest in people, not in products, right? So they're willing to invest in the used car salesman that's pitching them something if the pitch sounds good. But when it comes down to it, they're not understanding the underlying technology or anything about it, So there was really no content in that argument other than the fact that he made it perfectly clear that he was doing the Dumb and Dumber thing. Yeah. Where he was closing his ears and going, nah, because he did not like Richard. And that's all there was.
No, he just does not like crypto. He just does not like the space of crypto outside
he owns Bitcoin.
Yeah, he said, and that's just it. He's one of those guys who says, okay, well, I'll buy into the crypto itself, but I know all the other things are scams because that's the narrative that's been going on.
He's buying an ideal. He doesn't know what's under the hood. He doesn't know the technology. He doesn't know the Bitcoin and spaghetti code. Someone told him that Bitcoin was good. The price went up, and he's being reactive. It has nothing to do with making the right decision for the right reason. You can make the right decision for the completely wrong reason, right? It doesn't change whether or not it's the right decision, but your rationalization of what you think makes it work and what actually is under the hood are two totally different things.
From my experience, these guys, they're just afraid of people buying other coins and their bags to not pump anymore. They're like, oh no, if people are buying other coins, that means they're not buying my coin. And that means I won't get rich. I got to trash talk everything.
Oh yeah.
And that makes a difference because
Cody's made some good calls over the last 10 years. I've seen his newsletter, never purchased his newsletter, but I mean, that guy doesn't want for anything. He has plenty of money. It was the Toda comment was fun and funny, but with those guys, you have 10 seconds to get their attention. Yep. And Gary started off coming out conceptual, and it was like, look, we're going all the way around this thing. I don't want to hear it. And then Richard even started conceptual. You got to come at him and just say, look, you got to get in the way of this thing. Take some of your throwaway money, throw it at it. I guarantee you a year from now, you're going to be thanking me. Do you want to learn about this or not? Do you want to call a scam? We can end this conversation right now. Or do you want to actually listen to what we had to say? If not, conversation's over.
That's how those guys understand. That's
10 seconds. Yep.
Well, as far as he was aware, there was still a referral scheme. I mean, that was hard coded in to last a year. It's well past a year. As if
ready.
Richard just decided to take that out, and it's no longer a pyramid scheme
Well,
with multiple levels.
Everybody's a Google genius too, right? So what do? They don't retain information anymore. They pick up their phone, they ask Google, the first thing that pops up, they read the headline, they don't even read the article, and that's their answer. That's a Google genius. That is not a smart person. What happens if Google goes down? We're going to have a lot of people realize how dumb they really are real quick, because they don't have a rat button to push the rat button to be told what the answers are, because they haven't actually retained any information. It's sad.
No.
And that's not research. Googling is not research.
Nope.
Google is a result of algorithms. Algorithms can be manipulated. This is kind of a silly philosophy, but we do. Everybody has the power of the master computer in the palm of their hand and connection to the internet, and they think they're way smarter than they actually are. It's like enhanced Dunning-Kruger effect.
You still can't come at them with 5 guys, though. I mean, remember Richard and Harry Dent did a good job. This is one-on-one. You could, you could yell, but when you got 5 different guys coming at 5 different angles, I mean, you try to do that to me, I'm kicking you out of my office. So
right.
I had someone hit me up on Twitter recently asking like, "Hey, what's this Hex thing about?" And then she asked me, like, "Well, what about $100? What will $100 get me for 600 days stake?" And so I just did this simple math, and it was like a 25% increase, which was like, it's a little less than 2 years. So it's like a little more than 12.5% each year. But then I showed her like how to do like the same amount with like a 5-year stake. And it ended up being, so I went from like 25% to 119% gain on her principal. And then I did another one for 10 years, and it was like a 358% gain. And just kind of showing the numbers, and it's like, yeah, this is with $100, but the percentages are still like, it doesn't matter how much you put in, you're getting that percentage. But here's the deal, is that those percentages were basically the bare minimum and the actually low balls, because that was like based on if the daily payout never increased, and if price appreciation never increased. So it's like those are like the bare minimum low balls. And I think just showing those numbers, it just makes a huge difference in the mind, I think.
And it's hard because you can't account for all the craziness that can occur and tell them, no, it's way more than that, because then they get system shock, right?
Yeah.
Because
62% the other day.
I know what's in my account. I look at it and I go, that ain't right.
But Cody wasn't against like Bitcoin. He got it in 2013. By the way, I do not recall Bitcoin going down to $100 in 2000. I got it in 2013 too, and I thought I got pretty low. I was in the $200 range. So when you said $100, I was like, I don't think that's true.
It was 205 around November of 2013.
However, he threw throwaway money at it, and it's the same. It should have been the same story, dude. You did it once. Nobody knew anything about Bitcoin back there. You threw throwaway money at it. I'm telling you right now, throw some throwaway money at this.
Literally, this is the thing that puzzles me the most. That everybody seems to be a high roller that talks smack about Hex, and they can't throw a couple $100 into it to see what it does.
With him, it should be 20,000,
you think 25. They could just light $100 bills on fire, but in all actuality, they're really not as successful as they pretend to be. So, otherwise they could just throw. Dude, I took a couple trips to the casino and just threw it into Hex. I'm glad I did. You don't invest more than you're willing to lose. We don't preach that. We don't preach sell your house, sell your car, sell everything you got, put it all. No, we just say, Hex is literally for the money that you don't need now to send to yourself in the future. That damn simple. And any of these influencers, they should at least run the code to test it out. Heck, we tested out all kinds of different scam stuff that was built on top of Hex just to see what it did. And we burnt money doing that crap too, but we had to do it so that we could actually say without a reason of beyond a reason of a doubt that no, this thing is not good, and share that with people.
Yep. We've burnt lots of it now that we look back in retrospect. So I wanted to answer a question on Pulse real quick. make some clarifications for rated hex here. Can somebody please clarify this? I've been hearing conflicting statements from people. If you do not sacrifice, do you still receive a copy of your ERC-20s? Look, you do not have to sacrifice to get a copy of your ERC-20s. Everybody's ERC-20s, bar a couple of few tokens, ERC-20s, you will get a copy of every single ERC-20 that you have. You will get a copy of all of your hex on the PulseChain. All of your stakes in hex will be duplicated on the PulseChain. You do not have to sacrifice to participate in the PulseChain snapshot. You do, however, have to sacrifice to get your pulse during the sacrifice phase. So if you sacrifice your any ERC-20 that's on the list, if you go to pulse.info, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, you can go there and see what ERC-20s or Bitcoin or there's a couple of others out there that aren't ERC-20s that you can sacrifice, and you will receive your spot as a marker because you've made a sacrifice, because you've made your political statement. You may be given some pulse for free one day, and those pulse will be worth nothing. So your sacrifice is just that. It is a statement, and you are to receive nothing in return that has any value or even asking for any value. So that's what you're going to get. So that's the risk that you're taking. And we want to make sure that everybody's clear of that is the risk you're taking. You're getting something that is worth zero for whatever it is that you're sacrificing. The other thing is the Ethereum question. So Ethereum, if you hold Ethereum during the snapshot, you are not going to get equal amounts of pulse that the sacrificers are going to get. You are literally going to get a 1-for-1 ETH to pulse. So if you have 50 ETH, you're going to get 50 pulse. Now that 50 ETH is worth what? A couple $1,000s a piece today. So just think of it. I think the pulse
50 ETH, 100 grand.
Yeah. So you're talking about 100 grand, and to get anyway. But what I'm saying is, dollar for dollar, you're getting way more pulse, somewhere around maybe 10,000 per dollar by the time you end up getting your. And like I said, it's going to be zero pulse, but you're going to get about 10,000 zero value pulse for every dollar. If you just put your ETH in, you're just getting 1 ETH is going to get you 1 pulse. So very, very diluted when it comes to holding ETH and snapshotting it over to pulse. So
$30 will get you as much pulse as Vitalik has in his.
Yeah, so Vitalik's whole wallet is worth about $30 worth of pulse. So you can be as big a baller as Vitalik if you just put $30 into the sacrifice. So anyway,
touching on that though about receiving a copy of the ERC-20s, guys, if you're leaving it on an exchange, Binance, Coinbase, they may decide to keep those coins. They may not necessarily let you have them. So make sure you have it in your own wallet. Don't leave it on an exchange.
And one more caveat. You cannot sacrifice and get copies of what you sacrifice.
Yeah, once you're sacrificed, you'll miss the snapshot. So they'll be gone for the snapshot, so they won't exist at the snapshot. So you don't get them.
The coins you want the copies of need to still be in your wallet. The other thing that RG doesn't want me to tell you is is if you emergency unstake your hex, that is not counting as a sacrifice. That is not what we mean by sacrifice. So if you're hitting the jolly candy-like red button, you're nuking yourself. That has nothing to do with what's going on with the sacrifice.
No. You're creating way more value for yourself if you nuke your stack and put it in pulse. You are creating way more value for yourself. It's doing much more being sacrificed for pulse. But just emergency unstake doesn't mean you sacrifice. You have to emergency unstake and then sacrifice the hex you have left, if you have any left.
If you have any left. And if you got big payday in there,
big payday's gone. Your big payday's gone.
You better ride out your big payday things, because that 50% halfway finish shit don't work when you got a big payday bonus, because you lied to the truth engine. And the truth engine is going to
You just kind of fibbed. You didn't lie. Don't listen to Johnny. He's trying to make you feel bad. You don't feel bad about Mercy and Staking. Hit the button, guys. Hit the button.
He lies like it's a second language. Girls tell the big lies, though, right? I'm pregnant, and it's your baby.
Where'd that one come from?
His family's gone for the weekend. You heard him.
Pool party at my house.
Too real.
So, what day do we throw the virgin into the volcano?
I already threw mine in there.
I don't know, man. My robes are at the cleaners. We'll get around to it.
You got a little pump going on tonight. Is that what we got? Yeah, we're moving up a little bit. I like it. Looking good.
My 11-year-old is asking me why do I see sacrifice everywhere? So we Google everything at my house. I go, I don't know, let's Google it. So we Googled virgin sacrifice. She's 11 and she's just big-eyed, like, really? Honey, we're part Aztec, just throw her over the edge.
Just be glad.
So,
just be glad we're not a few hundred years ago, right?
And then I played Iron Maiden's "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter" song, and she was looking at me like, she's like, "Who are you, honey? We like you though, so you're okay."
Are we not kind of in the Dark
okay.
Ages? Haven't we already kind of been through this whole witch burning thing? Haven't we kind of feel like we got a little bit of a witch burning thing going through with this hex thing as we've progressed?
It is
Not
called
since
hex.
January. Not
That's
since
true.
January.
I like Trayvon. He said something earlier, like he's like, man, Richard, he really did put a spell on everybody, man. He's like, hex is called a spell, and man, he really did put a spell on a lot of people in one way or another. Either people love it or they freaking hate it.
He just pulled back the curtain of crypto and let us start to see things for what it really was.
Exactly right.
Really, what it came down to is like, look, these things are harmful. Trading's harmful. Leverage trading's harmful. These exchanges are not giving you back your money, and min keys are harmful. Limited liquidity on single exchanges is harmful. The influencers do not have your best interest in mind. They're paid to do. It's just kind of removing the curtain, and all the dogmas of crypto have been kind of sort of disproven. So. It's education. It's what it is. It's not a spell. It's just being able to see things without being jammed with the media that has manipulated our perception into thinking that trading is glamorous, and we're all going to drive Lambos if we leverage trade. No, that's not how it works at all.
But honestly, Briss, I thought about it. I considered that. I was like, the guy wears the top hat. He called his currency hex. I literally considered that. I was like, that's interesting.
You know what? Same here. Way back in the day, after the Silk Road got shut down, 4 more popped up in this place, and one of them was called the Sheep's Market, and people were sending their money to it, sending their bitcoins, and because it was all an escrow thing, and then the website shut down, and it was called the Sheep's Market, and I was like, I wonder if they were like calling like what's in a name,
putting it right out there, right?
And then sometimes I think about like Robin Hood. I'm like, man, you're not screwing people.
Find out that
Yeah.
Robin Hood is actually the sheriff of Nottingham, and he's going to pull your buy and sell buttons away.
So I really do believe that sometimes, a lot of times, there is something to a name, and I really kind of didn't like Hex 100% just because there was that slight negative connotation with it. But with that said, I was like, just fucking get over it. Don't
Yeah, whatever. Exactly.
It was called the Sheep's Market, and I was like,
all right, Brits Craig, you got to turn off your YouTube. Unfuck yourself. All right.
You're muted as well.
I just muted him.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So no, I totally agree with you.
How's that?
Nope.
Even
I
worse.
think you need headphones.
Well, he's got a delay there, so that tells me that he's got another instance of YouTube running. Is what's going on.
Yeah. You're not new.
So Briz,
So who's our
with that.
UFO 42? He's new.
Yeah. No,
What's happening, UFO? How you doing,
on
bud?
a few times before. I think you can hear me. I hope.
That's it.
That's it.
Good to see you again, UFO.
Yeah, great to see you. RG, XO, Mac, hi. And well, I mean, there were like a couple of things today, like the super volcano. You were talking about, like, I mean, I live on the volcano basically.
Are you a virgin? We might have to throw you in.
Yes, I will go on to that as well. Yeah, well, like, I mean, like, you guys, I mean, like, we've seen it yesterday, right? Like, this, you know, this is why I'm, you know, I got back into the 90s, right? Like a little bit, but like real banker. So back then I was doing this internship at one of the largest car companies in Germany. And they had all kinds of software, and they had the software from one of the biggest banks doing trading in every currency in the world. And so it depends on like how you define it, but still they are doing about probably 8% of all the currency trading in the world. And they put out a software that was, now you'd call it a plugin. Back then it was a DLL in Excel. I didn't use Microsoft that, you know, for a long time. And I was just this little intern and found out that like probably 15%
So
of
anyway,
all the world.
how's every sacrifice sort of plans been going?
Yeah, well, and like, but like all of the world was like basically getting the Greeks wrong, if anyone knows what I mean, which is like Scholes. They got the Nobel Prize later. Well, Scholes died in 95, I guess, but so they were rewarded a Nobel Prize that is not a Nobel Prize because it was issued by the Swedish National Bank later, and not by Mr. Nobel himself. And so all this stuff is just more or less of a scam, as like, it's insane what's going on out there. And yesterday, what I've seen, this looked like Brody's public hanging, you know, in episode 3, end of episode 3, and he'll not likely be reborn on Billions, I guess.
Everyone's speechless.
I was just saying, can you say that? Can you say that again?
Can you repeat yourself?
Yeah, he reminded me of Damian Lewis. Just, I cannot, you know, he like sort of in this world, whatever.
So you look like you're in a movie. You look like you played some guy, CIA, something, James Bond movie.
Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah, well, that
like,
James Bond movie. It's like, I mean, yeah, Billie Eilish. Like, the song is out like for 2 years. The movie is like probably out for 2 years, but no one has seen it yet. So we're like all craving, like, really, we want to see this James Bond movie. So if anyone, like, just put it up.
Mr.
There you go.
Looks more like Mr. Green from Reservoir Dogs to me.
Reservoir Dogs.
I was gonna say, this guy.
It's not Michael Caine. No, it's yeah, the other one.
He's the first guy with class on YouTube. He's actually wearing a freaking tie. All these other animals don't even know what a tie is. They probably never even seen a tie. I bet you RG doesn't even own a tie.
I've got a tie. It's got skulls on it. It's beautiful.
Jason, I love UFO stories. You never have to be burdened by an actual point. Who the fuck is that guy? All right. So, how's every? So there's a lot of influencers, hex influencers out there talking about game theory and strategy. And I think we should all start shutting the fuck up right now, because there is a lot of I think that there are parties that are playing into all the shit that we're saying. So, but there's a dangerous game being played right now. I'm not going to get into detail about it, but there seems to be a dangerous game being played. And the people that are playing that game, I think, are going to get themselves into some serious heat here. I don't want to get into detail, like I said, but it's looking very, very interesting out there with all of the trading.
What the hell are you talking about, RG?
I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not going to get into it. I am not going to get into it.
He's going to drop that out there.
But everybody needs to take a really good look at what's going on right now and position themselves, because it's looking interesting out there. Looking interesting.
Did everyone see that Ivan on Tech made a donation to the Sens Foundation?
Yeah, I'm actually seeing lots of influencers that are now making donations to the Sens Foundation and dropping in like 10 grand at a time. And now I'm wishing the rest of my hex would come on stake so I could buy some more Pulse, because I want to be ahead of these bastards.
Hit the button. Hit the button, Johnny. Hit it. Just hit the button, Johnny.
That
push it,
magical
baby.
red button.
Push it,
Just
Johnny.
screams at you sometimes.
Just hit it, Johnny. Just hit it. You know you want to.
Whisper sweet things in the ear at night.
Oh shit! Hey, I just want
you got to do it. Yeah.
To Moto Hex. You're going to be very happy, my friend. You're going to be very happy. That's all I can tell you, Moto. You're going to be very happy.
Hey guys, today is day 600. 600 of the Hex Smart contract. That's a milestone. That's pretty awesome.
That is a milestone.
It's 2 day 300s.
And so far, not a scam, not a rug pull, definitely a magic carpet ride.
I want to answer this. So, Bree, I'm not telling people to EES. I'm just saying don't be afraid of that button if you know what it does or it can do for you. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's a tool. It is there for a reason. And there's a lot of reasons why it's there. And I like a bunch of them. You may not. So know what you're doing when you do hit that button. So I'm not telling anybody to hit it. I'm just saying it's there. It's there. There's a reason for it.
Like button.
Oh man, that 9 hex day was good, man. That was a good day, boy. Woo! A lot of you folks out there hitting that button, baby. Hitting that button. Making us all happy.
Can I ask a very
question? I want to see when all those stakes come out, and then people go to get their T-shares back, and they realize they no longer can. That's what I'm excited to see is year 5, because that's when that happens, and that's going to be fun. So.
Yeah, that's. Did anybody? This is something I was thinking about actually today. Was did anybody put a 555? Anybody here put a 555 right before the big payday ended that night?
Yeah.
Yeah. You realize those are going to be the last Genesis T-shares.
Yeah.
Those will be the last Genesis T-shares, and then after that day clicks over,
they're gone.
They're all gone.
You are not getting those back.
They're
not getting those back.
Not that me and my toes in the sand gives a flying fuck, but those of you who are young, those of you who are in your 20s, 30s, 40-somethings right now, in 15 years, you're going to go, oh, that was easy. I could have just put it all in there for 15 years and waited and delayed my gratification even longer. So, yeah. But
I wish
that will be the end.
Back then. This is like, if you had Wikipedia in the mid-70s or something.
I mean, once I filled my ladder up, everything, 5555, everything.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to see the progression of hex. Even at the early stages, we're getting like 1 hex per T-share, and 1 hex was worth less than a Satoshi. So it seemed like nothing at the time, right? And then now it's 5 hex, and now those 5 hex are worth 15 cents a piece. Now it's starting to look a little bit different. Now, if you take that and transpose that throughout the years,
Keep going, Johnny.
But if you only look at it, from this fixed point in time, that is where people get, oh, well, it's not that much. I can spare a few hex. I can spare. How much did those pizzas cost? Poor Hexa? What was that? 80,000 with the tip. 80,000 hex.
Wait till they're 8 million.
And at that time, that was $40. Okay, that wasn't a big deal. That was $40 then. Whatever, not a big deal. We're in that phase still, because hex continues to progress, and each point in time we hit, we feel like it. Oh, this is not a big deal. This isn't a big deal. We can spare this much. We can spare this much, and that is going to bite so many people.
Just to add on to your point real quick, remember, guys, spend your hex, but also replace it. Spend and replace.
Spend and replace. That sounds familiar.
Well, so, at the point, though, it's like right now people are very comfortable because they know when their stake ends, they can restake for a little bit longer, and they can get their T-shares back. Yeah, wait 5 years. Try that then.
Try 1 year.
I want to bring something to everybody's attention here. This is something that I really, really have fallen in love with, and this is the random line chart that I love seeing. So this is Hex's trajectory. We've been sitting above this line here, this green line. Oh, you can't see my mouse on there. Anyway, it ends up there. You can't see it probably on the screen because this is horrendous. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit for you.
We were under the random line for a little bit, weren't we?
We barely dipped under this random line a couple of times. Barely. So what this random line shows is a date somewhere out past 2024. So when we saw this random line first was way back last year sometime, and we saw the line going up to like, a penny, 2 pennies, 4 pennies, 13 pennies, where the red line is right now. And we were like, yeah, okay, let's see if it really does that. That's a really cool idea, and that makes me excited, but let's just see what it does, right? Well, old Hex is sitting above that line still moving 2 years down the road. Well, 1.5 years, coming on 2 years. But this, if you can't see up here at the top, oh, shit, DS is covering it. So, but up there, that shows $300 per hex, folks. Just to put that in perspective for you. And that's showing 2024 down there at the bottom, and it's going to 300. That random line is going to 300 in 2024, and we are pre-viral. This is community effort right here. This is organic growth right here. This is FUD growth right here. This is everybody in crypto and in the real world hates the fuck out of Hex, its founder, and its community. That's what this is right here. This growth, what we're looking at right here, is everyone hating us, nobody giving us a chance, nobody even wanting to look at this. And we're still above that line. And we're moving above that line and moving up like Hex is supposed to do. If you guys watch Whales, Axis, Wasabi, all the guys, the Quant Gang, Kareem and Maddie, if you guys watch what these guys do with this chart, they're talking about what this chart is doing because of Hex's design. The thing that Richard is hated most for is saying all the things he said in his original website, which was, designed to go up, designed to do 10,000x, blase, 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 blah. All those things that they hate him for, Hex is doing. And the charts are proving that it's doing that because of its design. It's programmed. It's math. It's not wishful thinking, pump and dump. It's not people getting in, people wash trading. It's not any of that stuff. This is organic growth during a hard time when people were hating on it. It's killing the freaking line. That's showing $300. Could you imagine what 15 years is going to look like? Can you imagine what your interest is going to look like? So every hex that you make today could be worth in 15 years well over what that line is doing. Every one that you make. That's the kind of value that you are building in your hex account.
Who in their right mind?
Sorry, go ahead.
Who in their right mind would want to bet against Pulse hitting 1 penny in the first year? Who in their right mind would
Not
bet
me.
against?
I mean, it
Pulse
starts
hitting a
at
penny in the
zero.
first year?
Where else does it have to go? Like,
Because I mean, if you think about it, okay, 10,000 pulls per dollar. 10. How many dollars?
That's
Do you
4
want
decimals.
Yeah.
I think that's a
love that
better
Johnny's
question: is
asking the
what
question.
decimal place do we start at? Because
it's 0.0001.
10,000.
1/10,000th of a 1/10,000th of a 1/10,000th of a dollar.
Okay.
Hopefully,
I like-
yeah. But they said if
I
more
wouldn't be
people
mad at
donate,
that.
there'll be even more Pulse, right?
Yes, but that means there's more supply. So that's the base. That's the base pool. Is
Exactly.
the 1/10,000th of a dollar. So it's 1/10,000th of a dollar. Who wants to bet that it will not go to at least a penny in the first year? That is
Designed to
like
do
the dumbest
10,000
bet on the
X.
face of the planet for anybody to possibly take that. After watching Hex do 15 cents now, and we were struggling for that first penny, right? But I mean,
Something that Richard tweeted today, or maybe not today, but I thought it was really interesting. He said that he's like, "Hey, I bought in at like $32 a Bitcoin, and I went up to like 64 grand." And he did the math; it was like 2,300 X roughly. And it's like, hey, freaking Hexicans are murdering me, and I got in at Bitcoin at freaking $32, and everyone and their grandma wishes they can get into Bitcoin at $30, right?
Hell yeah.
So that's actually I thought that was a really cool statistic.
So here's your crazy moon perspective. Okay, we're just talking. I just said something about just a penny. Just a penny would be worth it to get into Pulse, right? But first of all, we're talking about something like Matic that has a min keys and backdoors and all that bullshit. It wasn't really promoted. It was owned by 2 centralized exchanges, primary liquidity. It's not really decentralized, right? And it went up to $2. Now, if you dismiss that whole vanity metric of market cap whatsoever, would you not believe that a coin that is deflationary, for one, for two, faster, more secure, no backdoors, okay, cheaper fees, is going to do just as well or better than maybe what the leading copy did? And this one actually brings over the whole entire system state, which means you don't have to go find it. It finds you. Everybody's participating, whether they want to or not. They will have coins over there when the fork happens. And if they want to leave them and ignore reality, that's on them. But it's not like they got to sign up for it. It's just going to happen. Everybody's going to be in Pulse if they have Ethereum. Everybody's going to be in there. The system state carries over. So then,
at least for 30 days.
And if you look at that and you say, well, can Pulse do at least as well as Matic? All right, I got to go emergency unstake. I'll be right back.
So one thing I do want to clarify that wasn't clarified earlier with what I was talking about was that Ethereum, that one Ethereum for one Pulse that will be copied over onto the Pulse chain will need to be removed from that wallet for the first 30 days, or else it will be taken back. And don't put it back in that wallet. Don't move it and then put it back in that wallet. Remove it from that wallet and forget about that wallet. Because if you do, which, I mean, even if you've got, 300 Ethereum, which is a shit ton, you're not going to have but 300 Pulse, which is about, maybe $3 worth of sacrifice value. So not much, but you do have to move it. It's really kind of a moot point to even talk about that. But just so everybody knows, it's not your ERC20 tokens that need to be moved. It is your Ethereum that needs to be moved. Everything else can sit in your wallet just fine.
Yeah, there is a mechanism. So once the fork is ran after that 30 days, it's basically going to search the wallets and see if there was, if it was balance due, to take back. So if you were to move it back to that wallet before that happens, then yes, it will it will say, okay, it will treat it like it hadn't moved. So RG's right on that.
Of course I am.
Of course you are.
So
Dirty old pirate.
Mexicans and people and everybody who's getting involved in the Pulse sacrifice are going to be probably very wealthy. And Bree made it clear here that most of us are going to be hunted and killed, or we'll be forced to leave Earth and create a new colony on another planet. So get your treasures, get your ledgers, hide your stuff, hide your keys. They're coming after all of us. We're going to have to go to a new planet. We need to get Elon on our team.
If they just participate now,
we need to get
their own.
We need to get Elon on our team so that we can get him to build us a spaceship. He's working on that right now as we
buy
speak.
$1.
So
guys, I just want to let you know I've been funding Jeff Bezos to help us out with this, and luckily we're almost up there. Okay, we're gonna make it to Elysium before the pores find out. And
we had a good run.
Hey, 200 people in the stream. Like, comment, subscribe, tell us to go fuck off, hit the down button, whatever you want to do. We appreciate all the interaction, even you trolls that put stupid shit in our chat room. We appreciate you. Keep coming back. We love you. Smash them all up. We need the we need the attention. Everybody else out there who has more attention than us is they're actually getting to pass the message now, and some of them are kind of fucking it up. They're kind of not saying the right things because they're still talking AA and they're still talking. It's like, you guys, you kind of got it, and it's good that you're actually being positive about Hex, but leave the pro information to us. We're the ones that get it. You don't. Defer to us, and we'll help you out. But we do welcome you with open arms, by the way. Thank you. One day I won't have to be a streaming monkey because of all of you guys.
You know Liberty is setting on a big Pulse bag because you can just see the relaxing. He's like the face of the Hexican. He's just like,
he's always got ice in his veins. He's always got ice in his veins.
It hasn't shown up on the standings. Like, I was day 1 through 5 Sens Foundation, and I got along with the ladies that work back there phenomenally. All the confirmations, but every time I go to pulselead.xyz, it's nowhere to be found.
There's some money in there, bro.
Because it's
There's
separate.
some freaking money in there.
So
it's separate right now.
We'll see what happens. But Johnny was saying, who in their right mind wouldn't think we're going to a penny? And I contend that I don't think any of us in here are in our own right mind. I mean, you got to be kind of weird. You got to be kind of out there to have the brilliance to do what we've done in the last 20 months or the last 2 days. If someone's new and they finally came around to seeing the light. I mean, we're all a little bit quirky, and that's why we love each other.
Richard said the people that get it are either the really intelligent or the not the brightest kids in the shed. Let me just say,
you ain't gotta be a genius to beat this thing.
But we accept you as one of our own, Brasal.
Yes.
Tall or short, fat or thin, brown or white, we accept all.
You told me that I should get a nice collared shirt so I could go to the club, and I'm like, I do have a collared shirt, but it has my name on it.
Oh.
So
you know what? I just remembered something that I have to.
I think you can afford a shirt.
Right now. I have to mention something right now. I forgot to. I was going to do it in the beginning. Now we got 208 people in here. It's a perfect time to do it. Please, everybody, listen, pay attention. I've gotten a lot of DMs and a lot of phone calls. A lot of people have been asking me if I am conducting a sacrifice pool. DS and RG3 are not. I repeat, are not conducting a sacrifice pool. If anybody is asking for your money in my name or Discourse Syndicate's name, it is not true. We are not asking anybody to pool any money to sacrifice. That is false information. And if somebody's doing that to you in Telegram or wherever, you need to report it, block it. I am not doing that, and neither is Discourse Syndicate. So leave that out there.
I thought you were going to bring that up earlier when you were talking about someone.
I was going to, and I forgot. I forgot.
That would have been a good idea, though.
Well, I mean,
all right, let's just leave that one alone. Not your keys, not your crypto. If you can trust somebody that you met online and streamed with, then you have at it. But you know what I mean? It's not something that we're doing. We don't condone it. It's the exact opposite of what crypto is supposed to be. Giving your money to anybody is not what you should be doing. Anyway,
I've heard reaching out to the chat at Dangerously Stupid. I am not a young devilfish. No, I am an old whatever.
Oh, you're sharp. You're a good-looking guy. I got DM'd by Leia, and I was all thrilled. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe she's writing to me." And then I thought about it later, like, why would Leia be writing to me?
You show me mine, I'll show you. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. You show me your private keys, I'll show you what's underneath my shirt.
Why is she in the 208 area code? I was like, that's Boise. Leia's not in Boise. She's in England. But
actually, Liberty, something pretty similar happened to me the other day. So I got a text from a girl, and she's like, "Hey, Gordon, I'm back in town. If you wanted to hang out." I'm like, "Sorry, this ain't Gordon. Maybe you got the wrong number." And she's like, "Oh, that's a bummer."
Yes. You should have said yes.
Here's my picture. It's like, well, you know what I look like? I'm like, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, this chick is really hot. Why is she just sending me her fucking picture? This doesn't make sense. So I actually Googled the text that she sent me, and it was a total freaking bot scam.
You did
I'm like, oh, motherfucker. Galaxy brain right here, baby.
Send her a dick pic. Did you send her a dick pic?
After I Googled her after I sent the dick pic.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. So I just
He's a cute little guy.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys. Don't send me any of your pictures, Briss.
If she leaves you on red, she knows you know she's real.
She had glasses, blonde hair and glasses.
Yeah, she did.
I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting to see the Instagram, the Hex Instagram winners coming up here in the future. Some of you young guys are going to be having some serious fun around the beaches of the world and doing some amazing Instagram work. So I'm looking forward to all of that. Can't wait to live vicariously through all of you guys. I already, so since my nephew Coffee has retired, he indulges me and sends me photos often of his exploits. I can't show you guys, but I love that guy. I freaking love that guy. You guys don't even know. Coffee is living the true Hexican life out there right now. He is having a really, really, really good time.
Shout out, Coffee.
Like he disappears for 3 days, and his way of showing me where he's at are some very gratuitous photos of his last evening. I'm sorry. I can't show you.
He's a tech
Instagram.
I just send him. He'll say, "I'm sorry, I've been missing for 2 days."
Millionaire.
He'll say, "I'm sorry, I've been missing for 2 days." And he'll send me a photo, and I'll just say, "I love you, man."
He's like, "Sorry, not sorry."
Oh my gosh, it's great. It's great, man. Oh, so. Anyway,
get ready for more once Gary's University starts up.
Somebody saying Hex is the 3 pennies. Bullshit.
Don't even talk about what trolls put in my chat room.
I was just ready to get the checkbook out.
Yeah. I got 3 kids. There's at least 3 kidneys there, right? Kids, you're flying to China tonight, all right?
Get in the eye spot.
When's the wire going to get here? They're on the plane now. They're on their way.
Yeah, and that checkbook is definitely 80s, right? Is it America still checkbooks?
Yeah, checkbook. He said checkbook.
I only use a check once a month to write my rent. Other than that, I mean,
really, like, really?
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
I would use they tried to do like this whole debit card thing for my place, but like there's like a 3% fee. I'm like, fuck you. I'll just give you a check.
Like British Petroleum and Exxon and all the big European what is it, like gas station companies, they used to pay their taxes with checks. In the harbor of the Hamburg harbor, where there is like a whole was like in the 80s, 90s, like a whole long thing, and they paid it with a check at Friday 1600, like 4 p.m. Just when they closed. So it took them like 4 days to put the money on their bank account, and that made them about, I don't know, I guess, like if you cash in a check with 800 million, it'll back then gave you probably around, I don't know, $1.5 million of interest for 4 days or something, when you were back at 8.5% of interest.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I know there was a thing with a couple executives. I won't mention exactly who, but they would, back in like the early 2000s, send their tax returns to Nogales, Arizona, because if you submitted it from there, it would the time for the mail to go from Nogales up to whatever federal office it went to was like a few extra days, and they got those days as float on their taxes. I don't even know what that means, but that's how it was described to me, and it seems
they
like
just got to hold on to their money a little while longer is all.
Yeah.
Whale games.
Whale games.
So there was an easy question I wanted to answer real quick. It said, I passed it up. Hold on. Anyway, what it was somebody said, "Oh, so Hex is." This is an easy question, and it's a new question for a lot of us, or us anyway, because those of us have been a long time, don't understand. But so Hex is to stake whatever time of value you want. Am I right? Yes and no. So you can stake as short as 1 day, 24-hour period, or you can stake up to 5,555 days. So that's the maximum length, and that's the minimum length, and you can stake in between anytime. So if you go to the Staker tool or your Staker app, and you put your Hex, connect it to your MetaMask, and then you can actually use that as a calculator to see how many shares you're going to get based upon the amount of Hex you put in and based upon the length of time that you stake for. So that's a good thing to do before you hit the stake button, is to look at the value of your Hex as you push it out in time. Like say you're going to stake 1,000 Hex, and you put that 1,000 Hex inside that tool. And then as you put in the dates that you want to put it out, test those dates, because I think it's at 3,641 days. You stop getting time length bonus. So you'll see it stop to move. The value of the amount of T shares you're going to get is going to stop to move up as you go past 3,641 days. But what a lot of people don't understand, so a lot of people will stake that and go, well, I'll just put it in for that 3,641 days. Well, the miss that you have there, or the value that you're going to miss out on there, is once we do hit that 10-year point on your stake, once that 10-year point does get hit, the growth from 10 to 15 is going to outperform year 1 through 10 growth, because of the curve, because of the value curve of what's gonna happen to your shares at that point. So
Crypto Sparbuck did a good analogy of that, and we should probably give them that link.
So Crypto Sparbuck, if you go to their YouTube channel, I couldn't even spell it for you, but it is Crypto Spa Book. And Starbook. If you go to their stream, they'll explain it a little better. But what happens from year 10 to 15 is exponential growth in the value of your stake. So 1 to 10 is great. Don't get me wrong; it's good, it's great. That's a good stake. But if you're young and you have a good time horizon, and you're not if you're looking to put that money away for a while, what's 15 years versus 10 to get multiple X's on that value? What is it? I mean, you should be looking at Hex as an investment tool that is long term. Now, I'm not saying to not build staking ladders. Like, for instance, I have a staking ladder that my first stake doesn't actually come out until in 2022. So that'll be my first stake. I haven't even had a stake really come out. Everything has been, restaked for longer. So when my first stake comes out, I will have an income ladder coming out every single month. And that's how I've laddered my stakes out, is every single month for the next, 6 to 10 years. And then they're going to I'm going to keep that rolling. But you can stake as much as you want, as long as you want. But yes, that for giving you the long answer, that's the distance that you can stake your
Did you plan that to coincide with Social Security?
Hey,
also,
and my AARP membership. There's nothing worse than getting that first AARP membership card in the mail.
The letter in the mail.
Here's your AARP membership. You're like, fuck you guys, man. Fuck you guys. Eat a bag of dicks. Leave me alone. Don't ever send me one of these again, assholes.
So,
for the first time you go into a restaurant and you get the senior discount. The fuck, man.
That's nice.
I did it though. I did it. It said
of course you did. Of course you did.
She didn't even ask to see your ID.
He showed up.
He was like, don't even worry about it.
He showed up. He showed up at 4:30 p.m. We're here for dinner.
For the early bed dinner.
Yeah, well, as I said it before, right? This generation contract in the social systems, they work when you get 4 kids per couple. But if you get 1.1 kids, this is looks a bit of not working out, and you could call it a Ponzi, or
that's why I hide all my money in the internet.
It's a pyramid.
So one thing RG didn't mention is, yes, you can stake from 1 to 5,555 days, but you have to realize that you do pay an Ethereum fee for when you're making these stakes. So depending on how Ethereum fees are, it may not be profitable to stake a small amount of Hex for a short amount of time, because you're going to end up paying that in the Ethereum fees anyway. So really, the high Ethereum fees have kind of forced Hex to kind of push their stakes out farther, so that they will be profitable and that your interest is not being eaten up in Ethereum fees. So there is a little bit of a learning curve, and you need to kind of understand how it works before you make those commitments. Also, there is a truth engine. This is not something willy-nilly. So when you make your stake, you need to make stakes that you can honor, and honor the stakes that you make, because otherwise the people who are getting paid are the ones that do. The ones that try to cheat, the ones that try to cheat the system get beat by the system. Okay, so
it's a tool, baby. It's a tool.
And
I'm see Johnny's on this shoulder with the little halo on his head, and I'm on this other shoulder over here with the freaking horns going. Don't listen to Johnny.
And this is difficult. This
Don't
is
listen to
difficult
Johnny.
for me to be the good one with the
There ain't
halo.
no such thing as a
Not
truth
me.
engine. Don't listen to that bullshit. You own your crypto, not anybody else. There ain't no such thing as a truth engine. Don't listen to Johnny.
And you know what else is going to help lower fees? Is having a fiat off ramp from the Pulse network.
Oh yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
That's
right
the
there. Monarch
ticket
has already
right there.
pledged support. RG made the announcement. Our Monarch has already pledged support for onboarding through Pulse.
Yep.
Which means the Ethereum network, well, I don't know. That seems like kind of a bit of a game changer there when you have a direct ramp onto Pulse, because you can take your Pulse, trade it for Pulse Hex. So
that they've confirmed they're doing direct like USD to Pulse.
They're trying.
Or
they're doing the paperwork. So
well, Monarch has the same licensing that Coinbase has. They have the exact same licensing agreement that Coinbase has, and if they're supporting Pulse, then they're. And Richard, if you've listened to some of his streams, you'll hear that he's talked about there being an on ramp. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together and speculating and conjecture, whatever that might be.
There's another one too. I don't think that's the only one.
Well, yeah. What was the other one? Well, what was the other one you just mentioned?
Monarch.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Yeah.
So the Hexchange, yeah. So we may fork, Uniswap or whatever, and make another Hexchange, or there's all kinds of options once this happens. I mean, the whole thing is new. It's going to be new to crypto. There's going to be all kinds of new ideas that flow into this. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that happens. I mean, this is like never happened before. This is really groundbreaking shit.
We do not have the resistance here with Pulse that we got.
No, people are excited about it. It's almost like crypto gets a clean slate. Like, hey, let's go over here and unfuck everything, right? I mean, it's like, okay, we get a do-over. It really is crypto's do-over. That's what PulseChain is a crypto do-over. And come over here, build it right. This is what Ethereum should have looked like, could have looked like. Now it looks like this, but it's Pulse, and we took all the great things out of crypto, brought them over here. We took all the great things out of Bitcoin. Now Hex has got it. I mean, it's really the penultimate crypto atmosphere or ecosystem that's being created right now, because Hex beats the fucking shit out of Bitcoin. Sorry, Bitcoin, great job, yay! Now go back to bed. You're done with you. Hex is taking over. Better Bitcoin. Pulse, yay! Bye-bye Ethereum. It looks like Pulse is gonna do you a favor and take some of your traffic, but we're gonna make crypto better over here.
See, it's kind of weird to because we've heard all the narratives, right? So we've heard about all these Ethereum killers and blah blah blah, and it's hard to see how this can actually do what it's going to do, because we've all got those, false Ethereum killer promise stuff, right? I mean, technically, Richard's, saying, well, we're going to help them because we're taking a load off, but it's kind of friendly competition, a kind of friendly way of saying, we're going to take some lunch money here, so,
yeah.
But this could really, this. I want to say could really work because I like to try to play the skeptic, but I mean, I don't see where. I study complex systems. I don't understand how this is going to fail. I just can't see I can't see a point of failure. I can't see an obstruction. I'm not seeing any resistance. I'm just kind of in disbelief at the moment, trying to scrounge and try to find something negative. And I wish somebody would have an effort to actually produce something negative, because I'm not seeing it. All I'm just seeing is a lot of mad, jealous people that are upset that Richard's doing better than they are. I mean, I'm not seeing anything of substance or,
that's
flaws.
just Hex. I haven't seen anybody talking about Pulse that way. It's really, everybody has said, oh, this is interesting. This is exciting. This could be different. This is something new. And I haven't seen the same vitriol spoken against Richard about the PulseChain. But when you say Hex, oh my God, he's a scammer. He's a horrible human being. He's come to take your money and your children and blah, blah,
nobody
blah, blah, blah.
has yet to produce a single damn victim. Where does he hide his
but this is the only attack vector. Like, you want to show that all of crypto is just a bubble and never works. So you just put out the 3 best, coins and tokens in the whole world that have ever been, and then you move to China. Probably he doesn't, I guess.
But the other thing is the narrative. Now, when anybody else left Ethereum or forked Ethereum or, tried to duplicate Ethereum, they always branded themselves as the Ethereum killer.
Yeah.
They always came out with, we're going to destroy Ethereum. We're going to do better than them. Richard came out and his first words about it were, hey, we are allies. We are going to help them. We are going to remove traffic from them. We're going to do stuff that they aren't ready, willing, and able to do yet. So here it is. And good for them for doing what they're doing. We can coexist. That multiple chains should coexist in crypto. And I agree.
Is healthy. Competition is absolutely healthy. A monopoly is not healthy because a monopoly sets you up in a situation where pretty much they can charge extraordinary fees and you don't have a choice because it's the only thing that you can utilize, and the only thing you can do is be out of the ecosystem. So, when you've got something that like Ethereum that has control and everything is built on it, and they can charge whatever fees that they want, it's an exploit is what it is. So you have to have competition and chains because there's no limitations. It's like, the Fed, right? They can print as many dollars as they want. They set the inflation rates wherever they want. They've got all the control in the world. Ethereum is the same.
And they go down against the euro. Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same exact way in Ethereum. They can raise the gas fees, so to the point where you can't even get out of your Ethereum. So they're like, bouncers standing at the door when the building is burning down, going, nope, you got to pay to get out of this burning building. You can't get out. And that's how all the DeFi mining or the DeFi stuff was working out, was because you could not even pull your liquidity.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I don't know if any of you caught Vitalik speaking today. I think he was talking to Lex Freeman, but he was live today, and I was listening to him talk. And I see somebody who hasn't put a lot of powerful people around him. He is a brilliant young man. He's very, very smart. But his business acumen is waning. He needs stronger business people around him. And I think that's the mistake he made, is that he got pushed around by people because, he's got, from what I understand, I hear he's got 5 devs, and they're probably all, dev types. And there isn't any powerful people with business acumen around him that said, hey, we've got to make some better decisions here for the brand. What?
I'm sorry to interrupt. You're just speaking on such a great point. Did you happen to see that Ashton Kutcher tweet?
Yes.
Recently? Yeah.
Did you really interrupt me to talk to me about Ashton?
Really good tweet.
Of course it was a good tweet. It's a fucking Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher's a freaking businessman extraordinaire, dude. That guy.
No, he's not. He's a fucking actor.
They're gonna write books about
that guy is an entrepreneur, man. That guy is fucking probably worth billions.
Yeah.
But he's like right there with the Vitalik. So I thought that was just a very.
All right. Thank you for the Ashton Kutcher drop. I appreciate that. But yeah.
So guess what? He is, buddy.
So he yes, it was a brilliant tweet. That was funny as shit seeing Vitalik sitting in the living room doing Vitalik, right? He did the Vitalik straight up to the camera and everything. That was cool. But what I was saying is that the people that he has around him within the Ethereum ecosystem, I don't think are strong enough businessmen to have taken him to the next step, because I think that they would have seen this coming. And they would have implemented all of these things that he talks about on a consistent basis. All these things that are being implemented in Pulse are out there. They're available. Richard is using them and making them work and putting them into functionality and actually, putting them into action in the crypto ecosystem. And they failed to do so. And that stuff is sitting there. And this whole thing, if you look at the whole thing with the mining, just take a look at it. That's a business move. Fucking with everybody and letting the miners continue to get their scratch for a little while longer instead of coming out with their staking was a mistake. And I think he kowtowed to stronger minds. There were stronger business acumens on that side of the fence, and they pushed his hand and told him what he was going to do. And that's what happened, in my opinion. I think that's what I see that happened, because it was a bad business move not to make this bull run. Ethereum should have crushed Bitcoin. Ethereum should have launched every freaking salvo it had at Bitcoin, and it should have fucking tore up the what do you call it, the alt season. But it didn't. It floundered. It failed. It fell. It freaking the NFTs took over. The rates went through the roof. Everybody hated Ethereum. It was like, wow, that was.
But they had no choice. There was no viable option at that time, and that's the only way.
No, you're right. You're right. They were at the mercy of that system that they created, and even though they're trying to get out of that system, I think that they're being backed out of that system slowly because of political and business influence.
So when
because they don't have a short way for getting decisions made. It's like even if it's not many people, probably it's many people. The idea was to have a system that is like totally distributed, and everyone in the community can like raise their hands and have a vote. But like the world does not work like that if you want to get things done fast.
Yeah.
Too many chefs in the kitchen trying to go too many different ways. You can do a lot more with a concentrated and focused team than you can with a whole bunch of different devs that disagree. So where Richard had Laserbeam focus on getting this thing finished, they're busy playing politics over there. And that is where it's going to be bad, because you can't continue to play politics because it stalls progress.
Exactly. And dictatorships are better than democracies.
Yeah. So Richard pointed the direction, and he said, no, we're going to do this, because he already knew in his head what he needed to do to fix things. And then he just pointed his devs in the right direction and told them this is what needs to be done so that we can do this. So it takes centralized leadership in order to point direction. I don't see Vitalik's a smart dude, but I don't see him as a leader. He may be creative. He may be
extremely,
So I think he's highly intelligent. I think he's very creative. But unfortunately, you have to have.
He needs a CEO.
He needs somebody that's got the leadership to be able to push and force the vision to happen. When there's too much work for one person to do, you have to be able to delegate that, and you need a strong personality to delegate that in order to get things done, and that's where you get progress. So up until this point, we've had no competition for Ethereum because nothing was viable, and Ethereum has had no reason to change or no reason to carry out any of the things that they planned on doing. And there was no rush because there had not been competition. There had not been a push. There is no reason, because if you don't like it, well, then get off it. You want another choice.
From the bottom, not from the top, right? I mean, like Bitcoin doesn't get anything done. And like these other things from the bottom are all pretty well planned. Like this.
Most of the stuff is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Nobody's actually really creating anything for the most part.
You leave in Liberty?
Yeah, this is boring. I'll see you nerds later.
People did create things. Like people thought about.
Oh no, we're not diverse enough anymore.
Oh, this is boring. Oh God,
this is boring. Like we are creating things, but people really did create things like in the 80s and 70s, and Satoshi put this all together. Yeah, and then now we have 11 years maybe or something. Like, did the guy yesterday say 2008 when it started? I think he was pretty wrong.
Yeah, Satoshi created it, and they haven't done shit.
Yeah, I know, but like. Problem. Yeah, but the hedge guy, whatever, he got it all wrong. And
2008 is when crypto was. Of course, they were still in it,
but like 11 years in crypto is this is really like with the cats or the mice or the whatever. The world is changing so quickly. Like we had 7
But the crypto space
600,000
hasn't.
years
The crypto space
to
has
just
actually been
develop
stagnant
speech
for
or
the
something.
past 10 years because they've been able to get away with it. They've been able to copy shit, paste shit. It's a fork of a fork of a fork. Freaking Coinbase is freaking fork based, for God's sakes. All they do is post new forks. What do? They change the ticker symbol and they change some of the wording in the code, and that's what they do. There's no creativity going on here. And I swear to God, it's the same couple groups of people that are doing all the damn rug pulls, and they're just renaming. Heck, look at all the finance coins in the market. Everything's got finance. Finance means do not buy that damn coin. They changed the first part of the word and they kept the word finance. You got pickle finance, cream finance. Everything's a freaking finance coin. And all of those are centralized platforms geared to jack people, made by anonymous founders, and they're going to take your damn money. And that's the game.
And this is what they like when the people come in and they say scam. What do they mean with scam? Sorry, cannot admit missing out. This is what they mean.
Yeah, to a point. Yeah, when they're talking about Hex, but I mean a lot of this other stuff has made people gun shy because you realize what's going on. And they're promoting anonymous founders as being good, but then when you got a person that has a reputation and doesn't want to damage his own reputation, you're going to call that guy the scammer. But you're like, okay, well, this guy, I don't know who this guy is.
All right.
But I'm going to go ahead and buy this coin, even though I don't know who the guy is.
Just
Nobody's
to find
where his money is because they don't even know who the hell he is.
All right, we can quit eating shit and barking at the moon, guys. Everybody's heard
No. Just to find this one needle in the haystack of 20,000 different things. Like if we guys did that somehow and pretty much agree, and any one of all of you guys here, and not just the ones who are on now. I haven't seen anyone who is not seeming legit and like pretty much smart and thinking about everything. And I've been following Richard for a long time, and you don't find this out there.
No, there's no community like the Hex community. And you know what's funny? We are the skeptics. We are the people that bought into those promise coins. We are the people that have been damaged by the space. We have been looking for this needle in the haystack for a very, very long time. And now that we found it, here we are.
So that's the thing that should be respected about the Hex community, the Hexicans, because we're not just a bunch of, trolls or cult members or anything like that. We're actually, what Johnny just said is we were people who were looking in the crypto space for the real deal, because like UFO was saying, what we talked about, everything being plug and play. And I've spoke about this before in the past, is that, a lot of these P.T. Barnum types saw crypto as a very unique opportunity because they can literally grab onto a dev friend or somebody that's a geek and say, wait, we can create our own coin and do this and do that and do this. And then I could freaking make a shit ton of money and screw everybody else. Wow. And they did that over and over and over and over and over again. So they used the simplicity of crypto and they turned it into this cesspool. And so us, being who we were, said, no, that's not why we jumped into this pool. We didn't mean for everybody to piss in it and shit in it and turn it into what it is. So we're getting out of this pool and we're going to try and find something better. And that's what we did. Now, I want to end this conversation because we talk about this crap all the time. Because and I know it's fresh on all of our minds, and it just is what it is.
But it has to be said again and again. Like creating a whole universe like this is not a script kiddie stuff. This is a real tech, and so this joke is not a joke. We're in it for the tech. It is not.
It's not, and that's why we are doing everything we can to let people know that there is a real crypto out there. What you guys were looking for, those 202 people that are watching the stream, those of you who aren't Hexicans yet or who are looking, we've done the research. We went and tried to find a crypto that we controlled. We own the keys. It was audited. It's been up for 1.5 years plus. It's done everything flawlessly. And it was designed to do what all the others have done, but better.
Exactly.
So if you've got millions of X in Bitcoin, hundreds of thousands of X in Ethereum. Hex was designed to do better than that because it's built better, faster, safer, stronger than all of those. So guess what? You're in the beginning stages of the best crypto ever to see in the ecosystem. On top of that, PulseChain's coming, and PulseChain is going to be the chain that changes all chains. So we're going to be in control of it. We're going to control the keys. We're going to control the mining process, which is going to be a proof of stake and not a proof of work. So it's here, guys, and that's what we're trying to tell everybody, that we found it. It's here. It was a possibility, and now it's here, and we're just trying to spread the good word. We're not kooks. We're not cult members. We are actually people who give a fuck about everybody else out in the crypto space, and we want you guys to be able to see it too.
This is also history.
Now game theory, fucking game theory. Everybody wants to hear about your game theory. Everybody's excited. We're in the middle of this damn thing. Half the people got shut out of day 5, and now they're waiting on pins and needles. I know it. All of you out there who didn't get to sacrifice yet are like, what do I do? What do I do? Don't worry, you're going to be okay.
Well, I know what it takes to find serious bugs in the code somewhere from other people. These guys are doing a good job.
I sacrificed at 16.9 cents on day 1 through 5. Be jealous.
So let me throw this out here.
Ooh, I'm gonna clip that right there. I'm gonna clip that. All right. 16.5. 16.5. He tells everybody to be jealous. 16.9. He wants everybody to be jealous, folks.
So here's
there were
context.
Like weeks at 19.8 or something.
Here's the deal. While everybody's trying to figure out when they should sacrifice, let me ask you this. Do you know that Pulse is going to do at least a penny? Do you care whether you pay 1 10,000th, 2 10,000ths, or 3 10,000ths of a dollar if you know that it's going to a penny? Just get the damn Pulse. Get over it.
You're already 90% of the way. We're all going to
I guess that was not a financial advice, but I think I feel
Yeah, just get your damn Pulse. I mean,
just like getting the first 4 months of Hex.
Deal that may never come, or you can make sure that you have a position, whatever your position is. At least you have a position. Waiting around for a position is not going to get you a guaranteed position, and it is getting less and less and less, 5% each day.
You heard it here, folks. It's done deal. Pulse Night of Hex said Pulse will be more than a penny. Everybody, more than a penny. Pulse Night of Hex said it here on Discourse Syndicate.
I wish we could go back and find out the very first time it was suggested that Pulse should be the name for the new chain. I would really like to know.
I've got it in my Telegram.
Oh, you know who did it?
You were there, bro.
Well, I mean, I know I was there, but I don't know who did it, though.
Yeah, but like a penny of market cap, is that really what you want?
No.
Oh, no.
I don't penny. I think just as well as Matic. And if you look at Matic's chart, you will see it go from a penny to 42 cents up to $2.
Yeah. The
so
thing is,
if you eliminate, see, here's the thing, right? Market cap is this limiter effect, right? This market cap thing, which is a vanity metric, which is not even a real number, because you cannot really sell that amount on the market, right? So it's just a vanity number they use for marketing purposes is what it is. What matters is what people are willing to pay for something, okay? Availability, accessibility, and what they're willing to pay for it. If Pulse was listed on Coinbase, do you think somebody cares whether they're paying a penny or 2 pennies? Do you think they see a real difference there? The average person? See, that it's whether or not that person can afford, right? And that's why this whole unit bias thing is very important. And what the unit bias thing does is shows that market cap is indeed a vanity metric. Gary did that video about the first person to break the 4-minute mile, right? It could never be done. It could never be done until it was. And once it was
Very
done,
interesting. That was in the
thousands of people that were able to break that record. But before they thought that it couldn't be done, nobody could seem to break that record. It doesn't happen until it does. And then once it does, it opens up everything, opens up the entire world of possibilities at that point.
That story was in the first year of English learning in Germany, in like 5th class when I started learning English. That was the 4-minute mile. And it's a pretty good analogy.
Well, market cap is the 4-minute mile. Market cap is the 4-minute mile because things haven't been broken. You look at anybody want to pull up Bitcoin's market cap from 4 years ago? Hex has beat it. Okay.
This is true. This is completely true. But I even see something totally different. I see something that the whole world, if you look at so-called wealth reports by like the big 5 or what, consultancies and so on, they come up with like a world market cap of 300 to maybe 400 or 500 trillion, and that would be just 3 to 5x of the world GDP. But there's people working out there for like 40 years, 50 years, 8 billion, 8.5 billion of them, and depending on the age group. So I think everything basically is so undervalued. No financial advice, just the thought that crypto,
everything's a fake made-up number. Our fake money is better than
so far down still. It will kick gold's ass, it will kick fiat's ass, and it will kick probably, I don't know, maybe even some others. Real
bronze. It'll kick bronze's ass as well.
This is units of account, and people like to put these imaginary metrics on things for their own purposes, right?
Yes, but it works. Like, can you sell your house? Like, can you go sell your house like in 15 minutes? Like, can you cash out? I don't know. No. Richard's always telling these people are buying, the cars and the house and this stuff. Like, you could go cash out like a complete house within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do that with your house? No.
No. But you can do that with your crypto. Absolutely. And you can move money across
with your default
crypto.
You
can take your crypto with you. All you need is your keys. Doesn't matter as long as you got your keys, you don't, So
can't sacrifice a house.
Big difference.
Yeah, and well,
not with that attitude.
Let me try.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, these people are the real scammers, right? Like in Germany, there is a law that you can like rent out an apartment for 10% more of the square feet, whatever you call it, as it is. And this hasn't been changed since the 50s. And nowadays you just walk through with an iPhone and this thing tells you like how big the flat is. And these people can like, and you go into like,
you're limited by
a gas station and then they scan you like for a milliliter, they're done, right? But German landlords can still rent out flats for 10% bigger than they are legally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Governments are great at organizing things. Did you ever notice that? They do a really good job.
Sometimes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Sometimes.
No, I just got.
I think the private sector does it better, but
that's
there are times. Like it's not an all or nothing when it comes to government and private sector. They have to both work in conjunction with each other. Until you get that, you're going to have your fucking messes. So get that straight, guys. While I'm retired on the beach, you guys fix that shit, okay? Please. I mean, for your own sake, not for mine. I could give a fuck less, but you might want to fix that.
We'll just make our own country. It's fine.
Yeah, that works.
I was thinking if the U.S. government ever went after Richard, he might fork it and make
Like
its
for
own.
the U.S. government, you mean? Like that'd be cool. Like for the U.S. government, I'm forking the government.
So this
can
is
choose.
this is the new thing, right? So the
I am the
influencers, they finally realized, well, shit, it's not a scam, it's still here. Okay, so let's call it unregistered security. Okay, well, why don't you read the damn code? It is a finished product. Okay, there is no security here. It was finished. People are using the code to mint their own coins. At what point is this a security? It's a function of a code. So there is nothing there, right? Now, on the other side of things, as RG was saying earlier, being paid to promote things that are giving promises of future work and future releases and future this and future that, they are promoting unlicensed securities. So I would not be the influencer wanting to chuck stones and saying, call the SEC if I was the one promoting something that was paying me to do so, because they have no mercy on those influencers. Because ignorance of the law is no exception to the rule. And since we are not accepting payment to promote our opinions or whatever, we're community members.
Simply freedom of speech, right?
It's a different thing. But if you're paid and you accept payment, you got a problem there. And that's where they go after these influencers, is because this job that is recently created and only a couple years old, that they've been doing this. They've been getting away with this paid promotion stuff. Why? Because if it were a product and you were getting a sponsorship for promoting a product, that is a completely different story than promoting a promise coin, which is supposed to be this, monetary thing.
Yeah,
right?
Multi-sign, OnlyFans, DeFi, whatever. That would be something maybe. But no, just joking.
Yeah, so what we are promoting is actually a product. Number one, you can buy it, you can participate, you don't, whatever. It's a product. What they're promoting is, if you buy this coin's going to this and this and this, and they're going to get contracts with the bank, and they're going to be accepted at McDonald's, and they're going to have smart contracts soon, someday, one day, and so they're making all these promises, right? And then they promote that, and they're paid to promote that. That is very, very dangerous ground to be standing on. Legally, that is very dangerous ground to be. But nobody's been burnt for it yet, except for a couple influencers that were in with BitConnect. It'd be interesting to see where those cases go and how that handles that, because of the fact that this is going to set a precedence for what could happen in the future to other influencers that accept payment in order to promote.
Yeah. So thanks, Bitfinesse, for the $9.99. Don't rely on the government; they will fail you. AARP equals adoption amplifier for rec plebs. Yes, that's why I'll never sign up for that.
And really, in most circumstances, if you look at the case of XRP, what are they going to do? They're going to pay a fine, and they're going to move back, and they're going to do business as usual.
Just like all of them did. They all pay a fine. And
Yeah,
they go back
they
to
pay a
business as
fine, they
usual.
go do business as usual. That's what really happens. All this fan fiction that the cops are going to come take Richard away is about the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And it really doesn't matter how much you wish it. He hasn't done anything wrong. But you should check your own record, buddy.
Yeah. And who was the guy who was like, standing in front of the European Parliament Commission and then like telling them, "I'm sorry," and doing that like in America, "I'm sorry." Like, I don't know, since Facebook started, "I'm sorry."
That much.
Okay, so again, here we go back into all of us eating shit and barking at the moon again about crypto sucking. And it does suck, and they're just trying to put fear in Richard, and it doesn't work.
So Joe, what's your sacrifice strategy? I want to front run you.
Oh, I was actually just going to share RG's strategy tonight, if that was cool.
Yeah,
I didn't want to share my personal. No, I'm just I got nothing different. I'm just DCAing in, same as I've always been planning. So nothing's different.
I want to talk about something else about PulseChain. I want to talk about what you guys know about the interesting part of the value of the Pulse tokens as far as owned by the exchanges. So the DEXs are going to have liquidity on them when they come over. This is an interesting fact that I was educated on just the last few days. I kind of was hearing it. I was hearing Richard talking about it, but then some kinetics sat me down and explained it to me a little better. We were arguing about something.
Yeah, but the DEXs don't really own the liquidity. The people that have the addresses that provided the liquidity have the liquidity.
I'm not done yet, Johnny. Hold on.
There, you can explain this to me. I'd like to know more.
So here's, and we can elaborate because you guys are smarter than me on this. But what's happening is the liquidity is coming over in Ethereum. So the Ethereum pairs that are out there are coming over. But guess what? That's a 1-to-1, and 90% of that liquidity is going to end up being owned by whatever entity, I guess the OA of the Pulse chain would be, because it can mint a certain amount of its own of Pulse. So 1%, I think it's supposed to be able to mint.
Yep.
And then it will take 90% or more, I think 99% of that liquidity from those DEXs, and it will own that in Pulse. So, yeah, there's going to be an interesting amount of Pulse that's being controlled, not by Ethereum holders, but by this entity that owns the Pulse. Can anybody elaborate on that and what that might mean?
I think you can end up brain screwing this and realize and start a lot of FUD with going down this path, because we've already seen it happen with Hex and its OA, and the OA has always been a good actor. And I think that anything that is going to be happen is going to go well with the longevity of the Pulse chain. And I don't think trying to dig into it with your claws into it is gonna help anybody, because people will take what you say and they'll clip it, little bits out of it, and they'll use it to fit their narrative.
And that's why we got to talk about it in depth and figure out what's going on here, because I know that other people are talking about it too, and it's an interesting look.
And we're not trying to hide it either.
Yeah, we know what the OA has done. We know what centralized ownership of value means to the product. We understand that. We understand what has been, taught to us, what we've seen in the real world that works, and what is working here with Hex. And obviously, the OA, we sometimes we tap dance and tiptoe around it. Fuck that. The OA is important. It's an important part of Hex. It creates
Central.
fucking value. And if you don't see that, you're missing the point. Hex's OA makes it what it is. It's the second most important thing to T-shares. Period. End of story.
Fact.
The OA is important. And if you think that it's wrong, if you think that there's something wrong with the OA, then you missed the point of Hex and what it's about.
Totally.
So, and then we tiptoe around it all the time. So the same type of situation is brewing over here, and Pulse is going to be successful because of that also. So this is an important thing to talk about, and people can FUD it all they want. They're going to miss it too. They will miss it too if this is something that they FUD, because guarantee you it's going to bring value to the product, which is Pulse. So it is important, and it needs to be talked about, and it needs to be discovered and studied, and you need to position yourself right now, because literally people that are the 209 people that are watching this right now, this is your fucking move of a lifetime right now. It's important to know what the fuck's going on right here. PulseChain is your most important move you're probably going to make. Hex was the most of my 53 fucking years on this planet. Hex was the biggest move I ever made. The best, most important move of my life was making my fucking stakes in Hex. And I know that that's good. There's a second chance for a lot of people to get in that early on Pulse. And that's what's happening right now. And you should know it. You should understand it. And you should be ready for what's about to happen, because this is going to change your fucking life right now.
Don't be a midwit. Be a mud-eating idiot, all right?
I'm telling you. Don't fucking miss this, and don't not understand what's going on here. So the more and more I think we understand early, the better and better our positions are going to be. The more and more education we're going to be able to get out there, because I think it took us so long to understand what the fuck shares were that we could have helped a lot more people out and maybe pushed this thing out more if we would have been a little bit tighter on what we did in the early days. Maybe it was just me. I I don't know, but it took me a little while to wrap my head around it and get it all out there for everybody.
It took us all time. We were learning it. We were learning it. Yeah. We had to learn it from using
it. It didn't always exist. The chart didn't always exist. The actual visualization of the T shares going from 60 cents to $2,000.
We didn't
see, now that's a reality now. You know, it was a could it do it? It shows it's going to do that, you know, but is it possible really? And boom, it did it. So guess what? That's what's about to happen again. We're about to fucking experience that all over again. Oh yeah. And not only did we get to be in the beginning of Hex, but now we get to be in the beginning of PulseChain. So it's our duty as the educators of Hex and Pulse and what it is that Richard brings, to make sure that everybody understands what's going on out there. So people, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. That's not a cliche thing. We don't get paid to shill anything around here. We don't get paid by Richard, by anybody, by any organization. Even the little smidgets of crap that we get from YouTube are being paid by stuff that we don't even promote. The commercials that come on our stream, we don't promote that shit. Sorry, we don't. Maybe
I'm do it for the algorithms, not for the ad money. It's just
we want more people to be able to come in. When we first started streaming, we had 10, 12 people on, on a weekly basis. I remember we got to 20 viewers, man. That was fucking cool as shit. And then boom, we started hitting 50 viewers, and it was like, oh wow, man, this is freaking crazy. Then we hit 100. And now we're at 200 viewers coming in on a regular basis, watching what we're doing, listening to what we're saying. And it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we need to get the right information out there. People need to understand what's going on here. And this is a life-changing situation. You are in the beginning of the best, probably the best forking of any crypto ever out there, the biggest airdrop ever. You are going to be in at the beginning of it. Whether you get in on day 1 or 5, these are all little semantics. These are just fucking, did you get into Microsoft on the first week or the second week? What's the difference? Did you buy Apple in the first year or the second year?
Exactly. They were joking. They were joking about me telling people in 2008 that this is a great investment. And they're like, whatever.
Exactly.
So, compared to crypto, it's still underperformed, but people don't get things very often.
Well, everybody that's listening here does, I think. Oh.
There's also a silent majority that
what the fuck was that?
My cat just jumped up here. There's a silent majority of Hexicans out there too, because, and I'm telling you, I know a lot of Hexicans that I've never seen text or post or say anything in any of these chats. But I know they're out there, and I know they're collecting Hex. So there's a silent majority out there.
So here's a fact.
And this is not self-confirmation. We are really discussing this stuff, also behind the scenes and everywhere, and very critically.
So the crazy thing to me is to realize that how many new people came into Hex and Hex being their first crypto. And the fact that a lot of people have never used centralized exchanges, they only know DEX. And also,
Could you imagine being able to have that as your experience?
I have news for you, bud. It's real and it's great. My friend, I had known about Bitcoin and Ethereum and followed it just tangentially. And then when my friend showed me Hex and everything, and after he participated in the whole DeFi summer, this, that, and the other, he's like, dude, this shit's kind of insane. All right, check it out. And then I check it out, do the research, do my due diligence, and I was like, all right, he's right. It's pretty insane. And Hex is my first crypto. Other than technically ETH, because by ETH, get it, but.
And now, do you know how to set limit orders?
So you literally never had to do KYC and do an exchange and all that kind of stuff. And nice, very nice. That's heartwarming.
So
to know that there are people that aren't tainted like all of us.
The points of friction are leaving.
So the other part I was getting into was the fact that people don't know how to set limit orders. They don't get that concept.
It's hard.
Amazing. And then you see influencers and they're like, well, Richard's going to drop the price. Have you ever heard of a limit order? How long have you been in the crypto space? A founder can set a limit order and never, ever, 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 ever market sell and never, ever, ever, ever damage the price. So
here's the deal. I've been in crypto since 2013. I just started playing with limit orders literally today. I mean,
I don't get,
on DeFi probably,
how
or
anybody can be in crypto and not understand what a limit order is.
Well, here's the other thing. I don't really sell.
I mean, you're just literally pushing the button like a dumb monkey if you're not doing limit orders. I mean, you're not calling anything. You're literally just pushing the button like liquidity. I had a lady over that I was trying to teach her how to get into get her first tax, and she's like, okay, buy crypto. Like, what did you just buy? You push the button. What did you just buy? It's like, no. We got to make sure you move the bar down and buy the right thing. And people do that. They just hit buttons, and they're not even thinking about what they're doing. If it's the first thing that's listed when you push a button, then I guess that's what you just buy. And that never occurred to me that there are people that are jumping into the space that are looking down Coinbase and just going, buy that. Oh, we'll get some of that too, and some of that, and they don't even think about it. That's what happens actually in reality. That's where the accessibility of things comes in. Making things accessible to the masses, because once it's accessible to the masses, they don't ask the hard questions.
Yeah,
they don't care.
That's a big problem right now.
Prices, and they click the button.
And that's a big problem.
You should
right
not
now.
take off of the ground if you cannot fly the plane, right?
And that's a big problem right now with these kids and this Robinhood thing, because I've got a couple of nephews that, and my son's buddies and all them. It was so easy for them. For some reason, that Robinhood got marketed like crazy, and they all aped into it, and they're all running around with their phones and their Robinhood apps, and they're buying this stock and that stock, and then they're buying paper crypto on it. But these because of the big bull run, because of the 10-year bull run that we've had in the stock market, these kids all think they're fucking traders now. My 19, 20-year-old nephew thinks he's a fucking market leader, because he had 6 months in trading and he's been doing nothing but going up on everything that he pushed the button on, and the reckoning is coming. It is coming, and it will happen to a lot of them. And now they can hit another button on that fucking thing that says margin. And that's the scary part, that these 18, 19, 20-year-old kids are able to do that at this time in the game. We all know. Now, I'm not saying that, the stock market is going to crash and, burn, but they're going to see a big dip, and a lot of these kids are in this instant, immediate, instant gratification fucking phase right now, because they've been in, like I said, they've been in the trading world for 6 months and they've done nothing but go up. So there's a reckoning coming for them when it does correct. And
the paper crypto thing is
sad.
Ridiculous.
It is. And they don't even know what real crypto is.
She had Robinhood, and I got to see Robinhood for the first time because I don't ever use it. And she's like, "Oh, I got this much Doge. Okay, well, let's send this to sacrifice off for whatever." But
let me fix this for you.
I'm looking through the app. I'm going, "Where's the wallet? Where's your send function?" "Oh, you can't send it." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't send it? You're not holding crypto. You're holding paper. You have a unit of account that says you have this much crypto. You don't even have crypto.
This is better than crypto. This is an IOU.
This is when you have an address, and this is how you actually send crypto. See, that's when you have crypto. So when you ran around saying, I have crypto, I have Doge, you didn't have Doge. You didn't have crypto. You didn't have access. You had an IOU.
You had an IOU for a bag of shit. That's what you had.
Yeah, you didn't
even have a bag of shit. You had an IOU for a bag of shit.
Yeah, but to some people, this works out to be really tragic, right? And I was talking to my mom about 2 weeks ago, And I was telling her a bit about the crypto stuff, and she was like, "Okay, words, whatever. Yeah, you can put it into the bank safe and so on." And I was like, "I'm not putting I wouldn't ever put this into the bank safe." She was like, "Why not?" 1 week later, this whole bank had 3 days of a flood. Yeah, with the house of my mom as well, being like close to the river in Germany, because we had like rains and floods and something, and like the whole bank. Like the whole vaults are like, underwater. And so you really got to, know what you're doing in crypto, in everything. People really mostly don't really know. Yeah, when I was a kid, like I was taken to, there was this World Savings Day on 31st of October, and you went with your little, piggy, and really.
A lot of people aren't used to that personal responsibility now. They have their little login and then their password reset on the centralized website, and then everything could be taken care of from then, and they can call customer service and have all their problems taken care of in a little bit. And
this stuff is getting super chilled on, and they like put ads onto YouTube and everywhere, and and others people's voices get cancelled, but here we are, and good that we are.
Agree. All right.
Can I ask the beginner's question?
Sure.
Go ahead.
About the airdrop and the duplication of the hex assets that you have on the hex. So I'm going to get a duplicate of all the stakes that I currently have. That's correct, right? Do they act independently of one another?
Yes.
So I have 2 stakes ending like 2 or 3 days after the sacrifice period.
Mm-hmm.
The snapshot might not have happened, right? We don't know when the snapshot's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though the p-hex stakes won't have any value, I should not necessarily end them before the snapshot, right? I mean, does it?
No one said they won't have any value. They will have immediate value. It just may not be in parity to the ETH.
Right.
Okay, so they would.
I don't have to stake them both. I don't have to stake unstake the E-hex and the P-hex.
Yes, you will.
Parallel universes.
Yes,
what happens on one chain does not happen on the other.
It does not.
So anything you do over here, you have to do over here too.
Yes.
So if you just do here, this one's still staked.
Okay. So I guess my question is that since there's a chance that the P-hex stakes might go up in that 20-day period that I have to end the stake, should I hold it?
Here's the kicker, okay? We don't know what the price is going to be, but your stake is going to act just like any normal stake. So you're going to have X amount of hex. You're earning interest on your hex. The only reason when the price comes into play is when you're wanting to sell.
That's the answer. Sorry. Yeah.
So you just hold them. Just hold them until they're priced that you accept.
So I'll get the hex. I would get the hex. And then hope that, okay, great. That's it. I don't know why. That's really obvious. Sorry, that was a stupid question.
No, but it's not, because a lot of people are still thinking that way. You know, people still thinking like, well, what is this really going to do? Because there is a lot of unknowns here. And the simple things, a lot of people are thinking those same things. So hopefully we're able to clear that up for folks. No, it wasn't a bad question. You know what I want to say?
Questions are mostly
I am loving working with these things. Now, I badmouth Trezors and ledgers and all of those things, but man, these things are fucking cool as shit, man. They work great. They make things easy. They make you feel a lot safer. I love using these things, man. Which one is that?
It's just my remote control. I was just trying to.
I was like, wait a minute! I got to get one of those. It's bigger than mine. It's got a screen on it.
It's a little girthy, so.
Very tactile.
Very the size of our hardware.
I got a plethora of them for the different accounts and stuff, and I only had trouble with one of them. One of them wasn't syncing right, but I did get on the phone with a couple of guys. I think it was Papa helped me out, and we got it fixed. And one of the Aussies helped me out, and worked on it a couple of days. And finally, it was just a syncing problem with I guess Trezor has a Trezor suite, and boom, then it was all working. Now everything's fine. Every time I plug in, I don't have to enter my keys. Everything is wiped from my PC, and man, it's just freaking the sense of security I feel using my crypto now, especially seeing what Hex has done to our bags, makes me feel a lot better. So if you haven't gotten a Trezor or a Ledger or a hard wallet, I would suggest doing so, because
you gotta get one. You gotta get one.
If you're not super into tech, this is making your lives a lot easier. Although you really should have the keys or somewhere at a totally different location.
Yes, so
very safe, because if this thing is gone, right? The keys are the keys, and the seeds are the seeds.
So Papa B, he teaches a security course. He has a security class on what to do, and of course etching your keys into a piece of stainless steel, or he says titanium, and then putting those in a safe or a safe place, so they can't be now it's tungsten, so that they can't be melted, because it takes a lot to melt stainless steel. Just to let you guys know, you got to use special torches to melt stainless steel. I can't even cut stainless steel with a fucking regular torch, so you have to get
exactly
special torch. So, but anyway, storing them that way, having maybe a redundant special place that you store them, like Vitalik, maybe to your mom or something. I don't know, but I like using a safe deposit box and my own safe, but and then keeping your active accounts on these devices, and so when you do need to use them, you get to pull them out from their safe place and plug them in. You never touch the private keys, and the seed words never touch the PC. See, that was where I don't know if any of you out there are confused. Maybe I was just the idiot, that was the only one that thought this. I always thought that Trezors and Ledgers were just glorified flash drives. That's all I thought. Somehow they connected, but I didn't realize that they actually keep a barrier between your private keys, your seed words, and the PC. So instead of having them up on the sandboxed application, which is MetaMask or any other wallet that you use, that's exposure. That's an attack vector, having it up there. Now, has that ever been done? It doesn't happen that often. But what if you lose your laptop, or somebody breaks in and gets your laptop and can hack into it, and they can get into an instance of it or whatever? So now they've got control of it. Now, not very likely, but this is even an extra layer of protection, so you don't have to even worry about it ever. They can't get your stuff. So anyway, I always thought they were just a glorified flash drive, but they're not. They're a lot more than that. They are security, and now that I know, I would suggest everybody use them. But yes, anyway, remember that thing about the IQ curve? Yeah, I get you, Bree. I get you. You guys are all just fucking galaxy brains, and I just never did my research. Just like anybody else out there that doesn't do their research, they have their own opinions, and they just whatever.
You assumed.
But I got a Trezor about a year ago, and when I went to put it in my computer, and I'm challenged, so again, forgive me, and it said it had malware. It wouldn't let me load it.
What?
Yeah,
where did you get that thing? Off of eBay or?
Where did you put it in? I got it off the internet, and it wasn't a Trezor. It wasn't Trezor.com. It was
you can't go anywhere else but Trezor.
Okay. So I never used it because I thought I'd fucked up. So
yeah, but now your computer might be infected. Do you still have the computer that you plugged that into?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think I got it even my malware, whatever you call it, it stopped it. It wouldn't let me load it.
So
but it could have been loading stuff onto your PC without you even knowing it.
Well, I'm glad I don't use that PC anymore. Yeah, it seems suspicious. I emailed the place where I bought it, and the guy said, "Well, turn off your firewall."
So there is
that's the issue.
And then they kept contacting me. They said, "Have you put it in yet? Can we help you? Can we help you load it?" Unbelievable. Jesus God. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, throw that thing out. Don't ever plug it into another computer ever.
Send that one to the FBI.
Bust it open, send pictures for the Telegram chat so we can know what a bad one looks like.
Wow, that was good. Did you turn off your firewall?
So this is one of the things, when we're talking about Trezors or ledgers, you have to buy those directly from the main website and make sure you're on the main website, because on Amazon and eBay, there are plenty of these that have already been pre-hacked that are there and designed specifically to steal your money. There are ledgers that come in the mail that already give you your seed phrase. There are ledgers that have backdoors in them. There are all kinds of interesting ways people are looking to scam your money. So you can only order ledgers or Trezors directly from the company. Do not Amazon, do not eBay, do not Etsy, do not order any of this shit.
So I have a Ledger Amazon story, and it's basically I ordered from the Ledger store on Amazon, which is legit. And when I got my Ledger, the seed phrase was written on the freaking papers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got really fucking pissy. I got all uppity on
Could have been the postman.
Reddit. I got all uppity on Reddit, and Ledger had actually reached out to me, and they're like, "Wait, we are so sorry. This is not our fault. This is an Amazon problem, because there's basically 2 bins at Amazon, one for brand new product and then one for products that have been returned." Apparently when they sent me the product, they had grabbed it from the return bin or whatever, or maybe an employee at Amazon, was malicious. Who knows? But this is like, that's the problem with Amazon, is that they have brand new products from Ledger that they store at Amazon at their warehouse, and that's why they can ship it out to you in a single day. It's just the problem is that sometimes they might grab it from a return bin, and so the whole idea is that if you're a scammer, you buy the Ledger, you write down your seed phrase, you return it, and then hopefully someone buys a used one or something.
Thanks for the $49.99 bit finesse. Appreciate you, bro.
So just be aware, people. If you get a ledger with the seed phrase written on it, that is do not.
And they're resealing too. The other thing is they're putting malware in them and they're resealing them. So
it's so easy to shoot.
That's been the latest one, is the malware and the resealing. And if you get a call for the customer service like the gentleman below here did, you got a pretty good idea that you might be being scammed, because they're not that persistent about getting you to upload the shit.
It has wires hanging out of it and freaking duct tape on it. You might want to send it back.
Yeah. And they're getting more clever about it too, because the packaging might look new, but you know what, guys? I can repackage here in my studio too. It's not that difficult to do repackaging. So that basic packaging, stuff can be purchased off Uline, and they can shrink wrap it themselves. So that does not guarantee.
But I am happy with the way they function and the simplicity and ease and the peace of mind that I get from them. And now I'm an expert using them. I really appreciate having my eyes opened and starting to use these things, because wow, does it make it easy? It makes it a lot easier.
Hey RG, do you have a preference between?
Hey Toby,
what's up, guys? Do you have a preference between Trezor and Ledger?
I've never used the Ledger. But I've heard, so there's two different things, deals here. The ledger has some type of proprietary software that is government approved, which doesn't give me any damn reason to want to buy it. But I guess it's it's got some type of a stamp of approval on the software, or the hardware itself. I'm not sure, but I just heard it comes some certified fucking whatever.
The only tip,
the Trezor, however, I was told that by Papa, who is an IT security person, that the Trezor was the better bet, that he likes them both, but the Trezor is definitely the way to go. And the new Trezor Model T is really badass because it has a touch screen you can operate from. You punch your key in. It jumbles the keys every time. So whenever you turn it on, the keys are jumbled so that you're never in the same spot. So it's really a nice device. And then as soon as you get in, bam, you're in. You open up an instance of MetaMask. You do you drop down feature on your wallets within MetaMask, and it has the add a hard wallet feature. You hit the hard wallet feature. It connects right to your MetaMask at that point. And you're in, and you're operating, doing whatever you need to do. Your keys never touch the computer. Nobody ever sees your seed words, your keys. Boom. You go in, you unplug, you're out of there. It's done. It's out of the system. Of course, I always go into my MetaMask and escape the instance. Just erase it out, because you can remove that wallet from there. So as soon as I'm done, I hit the remove wallet function from MetaMask itself, so it doesn't exist in there anymore.
Nice. Yeah, the one good thing, I actually bought a couple of ledgers a while back. I mean, it's been over a year ago, and I never even took them out of the shrink wrap. I just never got around to using those because for some reason they felt a little sketchy to me. I just wasn't comfortable at that point. Trezor is my preferred. I was just curious what you like. And that touchscreen shit is legit. But the one good thing that did come from the ledger thing, and you guys might have already talked about this, is how some brilliant Hexican utilized the data leak to do that mass mailing.
Boy, did that piss somebody off on Twitter.
Yeah, that pissed a lot of people off.
Got a lot of people.
Hey, real quick, before we get into that subject, I just want to say one thing about the ledger, is that I had both the Model S and I have the Model X. Get the Model X. It's so much better. It's a little more expensive, but it's way better. It can hold a lot more cryptocurrencies within it versus, the other one can only hold like 3 or 4 because it only has a little bit of memory. And this one's also wireless and wired, and the other one's wired only. So the Ledger X is a lot better than the Nano S.
Gotcha. Well, Briz,
with that said, your data was leaked.
Yeah, right. Well,
that's the other thing that I don't like is that they had a data leak, and I mean we as Hexicans got to whoever that brilliant Hexican was. My hat's off to you.
We all got the email.
Salute.
Ledger gave it to everybody. Everybody that was on the list got the email.
Yeah. I never bought a Ledger, so I never got it. So that was cool. But yeah, so hats off to that person. But yeah, they have a breach. They had a breach. So I don't know.
I want to ask Briz a question though. It's like, Briz, why would you need anything that would hold more than 3 cryptos? I mean, all you need is the holy trinity of crypto, right?
No. You don't know Briz. You don't know Briz.
We talked in the limo about his Bitcoin, so I know exactly what's up. I'm just busting his balls.
I love my Bitcoins.
He loves all his other coins.
Hey,
he will never let go of that.
I love cryptos. All right, I'm not a maxi pad.
Hey, Briz, I heard that Alex Saunders was looking for a Bitcoin loan. I thought you might want to.
Well, I have Loan Shark DNA in me.
All in and go long on Bitcoin and BitMEX right now. Then give it to Alex Saunders, and I think it's going down to 10K. So that'll let you know.
Yeah, right. Oh Lord,
man, how's that guy not in jail?
No shit, right? And who's after him in Tasmania? It's like that dude's going to end up chopped up in the desert somewhere.
Yeah, he's snitches get stitches, baby. He's gonna get in some trouble.
I'm gonna own Tasmania one day. So that richest man in Tasmania bullshit's here for like another 2 years, and then he can be the richest man of nothing.
I just think they don't have a lot of money in Tasmania, if that's the case.
Yeah. Remember, guys, we've got to be quiet because he doesn't
The
want to
one-eyed
wake
man
up his
is
wife.
king among the blind.
Bro,
so
if he's
rich, he
the
has to
richest
be
man in
quiet.
Tasmania, I really worry for Tasmania. That's all I have to say about that.
He's gaming, man. That guy's gaming. He's wrecked and he's trying to, it's pathetic. And I mean, people do what they got to do. It's sad and too bad, but I mean, it just proves it's desperate. And you see a lot of desperation out there when people are in the situations that they're in right now, because look what the rest of crypto's doing. Everybody got all fired up and hyped up and probably over leveraged over these last few months, waiting for that 100K, and look where they're sitting. I mean, they are floundering. They're just, anything is just getting them all fired up. You take Bitcoin to 32,000 and they're fucking like, here we go. 100K's coming, baby. It's coming. It's on. It's bear market's over. Wake up, bear. Wake up. It's over, and no, man, this is a pathetic pump. If this is your pump, guys, it's not looking good. It's not.
Hey, if you buy your $100 worth of Bitcoin right now and it goes up to 100K, you got $300. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Don't you feel lucky to have invested?
Yeah, crazy. There was a dude. I can't remember who it was, but there was a guy. It was a paid group of some sort, and I remember reading about this like maybe a year or so ago, and it was almost verbatim, like the same bullshit story he was giving people. Like, it's like your Bitcoin's coming back. It's like I've got some stuff that's coming out of lockup, in like 2 months, blah, blah. And it was just so transparent. And then it was crazy because BitBoy, the storyline was the same, but the timeline shifted. Because if you noticed, he said like, yeah, I've got some vested or some bullshit coming out in May, and then he said the same thing to Richard. It's like, oh, it's coming out in July. It's like, I'll be able to get you back. It's like, it was pathetic and just sad. I mean, that guy's definitely underwater and, sold his soul to keep his ass alive, it sounds like.
He's kept the Nigerian prince scam, the letter, I've got this much money, loan me a little bit of money for now. It's like the Nigerian prince scam. It's just, replicated and just
it's sad. It's really sad. It's really, really sad. And
dude, I got a funny story. It's not crypto related, but very similar because it's scammy. But years ago I was on Match.com, right? And some friends of mine, I stayed logged in where I was over at their house and we were drinking some wine. So they had gone through and liked all these girls that I definitely would not have ever reached out to. So I was getting flooded with all these messages from why are these people messaging me? And then all of a sudden one of them was just smoking hot, like Ukrainian princess, like way too hot to be interested in my ass. And then I'm like, this is, for like a split second in my mildly inebriated state, I was excited, And then it dawned on me, I'm like, no way this girl's real. So I start researching and I find her picture on like a Russian bride scam site. So they had taken a picture from that and then were writing me these letters. So I started to reply. So then it's like, she's asking me like, oh, honey, it's like, I love to cook and clean. I can't wait to have your babies, like all this shit, like right off the rip. And it's like, it's like how much she loves sex and all these things. And then she was like, if I only had enough money to get my visa, I could come be by your side, blah, blah, blah. So I flipped the script on her and I'm like, well, I said, you know what? I said, my aunt passed away. And it's like, we're waiting on the trust to clear probate. And it's like, if I could only get like maybe $1,500, it's like we'd have all the money we'd ever need, So I'm like waiting to see if she's going to send me money, right? Which of course she's not going to. And then it obviously becomes like a script at some point. Like it's probably just some big fat Russian guy behind the keyboard just sending out the same shit and not even reading what you're replying to. So then finally I send back to him. I'm like, yeah, I said, and with all this money, and the girl was gorgeous, mind you, the picture they were using. But I said, what we can do is like with all this money, when we're finally married, I said, we can get your nose and your teeth fixed, maybe get you a boob job. It's like, you'll be looking great. So shortly after that, I did not hear back from the scammer.
Okay. Let me shortly say goodbye, but I want to also say hi to Toby and also put one on the top because people, if there should be any male people here on the stream watching today, read a book. This is called Data Eclism by Christian Rudder, who invented OkCupid. It's I think it's from 15 or so. So it's but this is not outdated ever. The data that he has done, like he did like a whole data analysis on the behavior of people, and it is very, very surprising, and maybe more. So all you guys, thanks for having me on. I am honored, and say goodnight to everyone today.
Good night, UFO. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Take care, brother. Seeing you. Thanks for stepping on my punchline.
We all play our role here.
Cheers.
Well, go ahead, Toby. What was that punchline again?
It wasn't that good. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't that good.
You got saved.
There you go. I like the honesty.
I might have been saved.
My sister's a psychologist, and she got one of the scammers, and she's playing along with one of the scammers for about 3 months. And she got him to send her flowers.
No way. That's
$100
awesome.
bouquet.
That's a win. That's a win.
Legit. That's legit. That's a win.
Yeah, that's funny. Crazy. Did anybody understand the name
of the
of
girls on Telegram that hit me up are scammers? They're real. They like me. I know they do.
They're all real. No catfish.
And they're all
no
hot.
catfish on Telegram yet.
Nope, they love me. You should see my following on Telegram. I have a whole list of them here that just love me to death. You guys laugh.
That's not bad.
If you could see my Telegram, you would be like, damn, you are a mover and a shaker there, RG. The ladies love you, and all the fellas want to be like you.
It's not
Maybe
one
someday.
lady on Telegram. It's all guys, RG. All of them.
You don't know. You don't. See, that's your Telegram.
I know, because those are me sending you those messages.
They send me pictures.
No one knows you're a dog.
Like you wouldn't believe.
You don't
I still think for the Hex convention that we should hire body painters and have the models as billboards.
Yes.
And have a competition.
Yes.
Hexmac is liking that. Yeah.
Yes.
I think everybody would like that. Artists are very affordable, guys. They really are.
We got to do a flip of
I
these.
know some of the top body painters in the space.
Antonopolis doesn't like that.
So that's coming.
Exactly.
So we have.
will be really upset.
We have meetings.
Independent artists.
Yeah, Antonopolis doesn't like girls, so that's why. But he likes hammers. So if you. So just to let you guys know, tomorrow, of course, we meet every Saturday. The convention team. So it's for the next Hex convention. So we meet every Saturday. We've got things are moving and shaking. We are about to pull the trigger on, official dates and official places and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be coming. So I don't think I've updated you guys enough out there in the Hexican community of what's going on with that. But plans are moving forward. The dates are set. Place is pretty much set. Different packages are getting set. So that's going to be cool. Now the planning is going to happen. We're going to go to the community with a lot of the questions of what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to do? How do you guys want it to look and function and feel? So as soon as we get all of the main moving parts of it done and it's all set in stone, then we can start doing the fun part, which is planning with the community what it is you guys want to see and do. Now we have real good access and lineup of talent, like real speakers that are going to come in and bring some heat to the community to talk about finance and crypto and that kind of stuff. So not that we don't throw our own heat here within the community, which is also going to be part of the the convention. But so we're going to bring that, and hopefully a bunch of your guys' ideas, like Johnny's girl paint thing. You know,
we can get some male models for the girls. We can't leave out our lady Hexicans to give them something nice to look at too. So
no, because if you don't, then Sammy might punch you square on the jaw if you don't have something for her. She might want to see Richard in body paint. Is what really
I don't know that we'll be able to get Richard in body paint, but yeah, the idea is, first of all, body paints get a lot of attention. As far as shares and posts, and people get their pictures taken with these people. The artists themselves that have their own following will share the pictures of their work with their following. And this can be a very effective marketing strategy. I've seen it happen a lot. Pro Air, the company that I'm a distributor for, has utilized their logos on models for some time, and they have grown into a very, very large company very, very quickly as a result of the virality of their logo being shown and their paints being shown. In fact, the makeups and stuff that I carry are used on the set of The Walking Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's like they moved up real quick, really fast because of that kind of demonstration. So I think it can be effective for the Hex community as well, because like I said, people will get their pictures taken with the models. If Hex designs, I know amazing artists.
Johnny, you had us at Hot Chicks with paint on them. That's
Hot Chicks and paint, and not much else. Yeah,
we're already sold.
Hey, by the way, Brad, no. Not if I have anything to say about it. Grant ain't going to be anywhere near it. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Let's see. What else?
Grant's just looking for a 10x, man. We want a 10,000x. He's not welcome at our conference.
He's not welcome anytime. So, all right. So that's coming, and it's getting planned out. The ink is getting on paper, and
I like your background, Joe.
Yeah, is that a giant dick shadow behind you?
Thanks. No, I just went outside.
It looks like somebody's
to the right.
Somebody's ominously watching you right now, Joe. Good God! Yeah, get rid of that.
Excited to see Joe's stream.
Oh, let me fix that. Hang on a second.
That's almost as bad as my skull.
As bad as his skull, where he had his skull down and he's just leaning over, talking into the
it's
skull.
Much worse. It's much worse.
You can see is that little brown part of the hat. It was so bad. Wait until you run this video back and you watch RG open.
Oh God.
I sometimes just like looking over at RG's face and seeing how disappointed he is in all of us.
I'm trying to warn
I'm not
you.
disappointed because I had no expectation of the work of you guys ever.
And you never
great attitude.
I've never had any expectations from any of you. I mean, I let a guy come on here that just sat on his couch for like a month and watched us. And I love the kid. Bran was just happy to be here with us. He came in and sat for literally a month. He just turned on his camera and sat on his couch and smiled. Good to be here, guys. That was the quality of our streams. That's the quality of our streams.
And now look at him. He has his own stream.
At first,
Bran is
didn't
a
say
fucking
anything.
solid. He is a pillar of this community. Nobody bucket fills better than Bran. You cannot go into a Hex stream or a Hex related content stream and not see Bran in the chat room fucking making comments, positive, uplifting comments to everybody on stream, to everybody in the chat. The man is a freaking whirlwind of positivity, and he is everywhere. My hat is off to you, Bran. You've done a phenomenal job of being a Hexkin and being a bucket.
I met him.
Wonder.
I met him in Vegas, and he's a really cool guy.
He's genuine dude. That's for sure.
Bran's legit. I got to go to dinner with him and Super Hex Win, and dude, that kid is as true as the day is long. It's like he makes me look like a pessimist. I mean, that guy is just fucking shitting rainbows and puking unicorns. It's fucking crazy how positive that guy is. I just want like a little brand in my shirt pocket, like everywhere I go, and I would like never have a bad day. I mean,
there's the little cardboard cutouts on its way now.
Hey, there you go, right?
Put the brand in your pocket.
We need Hex t-shirts. Be like
you got a
brand.
brand on one side, you got an RG on the other.
That's a Johnny, me and Johnny on each side.
Yeah,
now I'll tell you what.
There's going to be the steak. Don't do it. Unstake. Don't do it.
Hey, I got a great meme idea. Who's our meme guys? I've had this image in my head forever, but I'm not good with this shit. We need RG3 on a horse wrangling cats, and then on the face of all the cats that he's wrangling are all the fucking idiot cutthroats.
XCOM.
So I just want to let everybody know that fucking Toby became a cutthroat like 3 days ago, and now he just called you a bunch of fucking idiots. That's gonna go well in that room, bro. You can just see all the plus signs on your.
Oh no!
You're gonna just start getting plus signs.
Maybe He's not very good at wrangling anything.
Yeah, I ain't good at wrangling.
He just flips the switch and lets the chaos go, and I'm not just talking about me.
Oh, you should see some of the shit that goes on in that room. Now, don't be too proud of being in there. Wait till you see what happens in that room. Sometimes it gets
That's an interesting insult that Unrec threw at us. Nick American? I hadn't heard that one.
Americans, that's hilarious.
Oh, it gets sick. It got so bad in that room. Look, when we first started the cutthroat room, Richard was part of it. And he was in there, and everything. It got so bad in there. He finally said, "Fuck you guys, I'm leaving," and he left. Richard hasn't been back since. We literally drove Richard out of the cutthroat room, and nobody has ever been kicked out. Everybody's just quit on their own. Some people have been no thanks, I'm out of here, and left. So that's literally what the cutthroat room has done. Nobody's been kicked out, but we have had a handful of them that have left. And,
I quit and I came back.
Johnny finally had enough for a while, and then he said, "Okay, can I come back?" And he came back, and he's probably regretted that decision ever since he's done it.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah. So anyway, all forms of debauchery happen in there, and you definitely don't want to have a positive reputation. The negative reputation is the winner in there. Not, somebody goes in there and gives you a plus sign for the first time. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
We have negative reputation in there.
Yeah. I figured that out pretty quickly because I got a minus sign when I first got in. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's like I thought that was a good comment, and then Brand came to the rescue and was like, no, it's explained the whole thing. Like, now I get it.
That was me, Toby.
No, you chimed in too, but Brand messaged me. Yeah, he messaged me privately. So, but you helped me out publicly. You were brave enough to step up publicly. I appreciate that, Joe.
Yeah. All right, guys, it has been 3 hours of streaming. We have absolutely told nobody in here anything about Pulse strategy, so I'm sure they're all extremely disappointed and you guys suck. Why? Because look, guys, there is really no strategy. Your strategy is the best strategy. Get yourself some Pulse somehow, some way. You're going to be fine. Whether you get in day one or the last day, you are going to have a stack of Pulse. And it is going to be good. Yeah, just sack and chill. If you're waiting till the end, fine. You're going to be just fine too. For those of you who got in early, great. If you're DCAing in, you've got a strategy like I do, where you're putting certain amounts in at certain times and watching prices and doing things like that. You're going to be fine too. It's, don't let it stress you out. I spent a lot of time thinking about it and overthinking it. And it's like, it's going to be okay. So you're in the beginning, you're in first, and you're going to do just fine. So don't sweat it. All right, guys, you ain't got nothing last to say. You guys are done. I'm going to tell you right now. We'll see you next Monday. I'll see you Monday. Don't forget Nerd Girls on tomorrow. Oh, by the way, end of the month, Nicole, Nerd Girl, is going to have Brock Pierce on her show. And she's excited about it. We're all excited about it. He's a big name. And he's going to talk to her about Hex and Pulse and all that good stuff and crypto. I mean, if you guys don't know, so I have a little bit of an understanding of Brock because of the way I found out about crypto was in this chat room. It was literally a text chat room, real. It was like Telegram in DOS form, right? So think of Telegram DOS, and it was called IIRC. And that's how we all chatted in gaming communities and stuff back then. And then the crypto community was also in there. And Brock was part of that community because Brock, I don't know if you guys know this, but he made a lot of money off of cryptocurrency before Bitcoin even came out. He was putting cryptocurrencies in games, and that's how he made a fortune.
Farming World of Warcraft gold.
Yeah, he was a World of Warcraft
selling it on eBay.
And they farmed a lot of gold through there, and then that was kind of the birth of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and all that. So he was doing that before Bitcoin came out, and of course, for those of you who don't know, he was also like a big player in the EOS launch. So when EOS launched and came out and made multiple billions of dollars, but he was already I think he was one of the first billionaires at his age. And before the EOS launch even came out. So this guy is, he has struck it in cryptocurrency. I don't know if you've seen, he's out there trying to be trying to campaign to be president of the United States. He's doing all kinds of stuff. And he was also the little kid in the Mighty Ducks. If you ever watched the movie The Mighty Ducks, he was the little kid in the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, you're serious? Everybody serious about that?
One? Yeah.
He was a little rich kid.
He was a Hollywood actor. He was a child actor. And then he got into cryptos. Real smart
He was
guy.
Charlie, the main guy?
I don't know if that's who he was, but I think he was a little rich boy or something like that.
I thought the kid's name was Charlie in the movie. I don't mean Emilio Estevez, but
yeah, I don't know. But
the little kid,
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah, so that's Brock Pierce, and then he got into crypto, and now he's done really well, and he's going to be on Nicole's stream, and we'll be talking about crypto and Hex and Pulse and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a cool interview, and he and I have a real close mutual friend, me and Brock, and
awesome.
In crypto
well, hey
space.
Archie. Hey, wasn't that kind of your early intro? Is through the gaming community and stuff into crypto?
Yeah. That's how I heard about crypto and Bitcoin and the IIRC channels where Satoshi was they were chatting in there and stuff, and
cool.
And then it moved from there to Bitcoin, and then we were like, oh yeah, hey, you guys should get in this Bitcoin thing. Nah, it looks like all it is a PayPal. Of course, my stupid freaking thinking, it was like, yeah, it's PayPal. I don't have nothing to do with it. PayPal works, I'm not using that shit. And what a mistake that was, right? But
we've all got those stories. We've all got those stories.
I got the better one.
Good boy.
Hey, also, I wanted to say thanks. I wanted to say thanks again for letting me premiere the Hexico video. I think we're like 2,500 views already. So the feedback on it's been great. And then Super Hex Win chopped it up and put it on TikTok. So we're getting some traction over there too. So if you guys haven't seen it or shared it or liked it or whatever, get over there and let's see if we can make that crazy little shit show some virality. Get it out there, get some eyes on Hex. That's the whole thing.
Thanks. All right, guys, have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you all.
Sack and chill,
baby.